Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD1. Unit 1. Tape Script 1.1. One World Quiz. 1. In which country do men and women live the longest?
Women and men live longest in Japan. Women live on average 86 years and men 79. The average life expectancy in Japan is 81.25. In the USA, it's 77.8 and in Germany, 78.8.
2. In which year did the world population reach 6 billion?
The world population reached 6 billion in 1999. There are now over 6.8 billion people in the world.
3. If you're standing on the equator, how many hours of daylight do you have?
If you are standing on the equator, you have 12 hours of daylight every day of the year. You also experience the fastest sunrise and sunset in the world, between 128 and 142 seconds, depending on the time of year.
4. Where does most of the world's oil come from?
Most of the world's oil comes from Saudi Arabia. It produces 10.9 million barrels per day. Russia produces 9.4 million and Iran 4.3 million.
5. Which of these 7 wonders of the world is still standing?
Of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, only the pyramids of Egypt are still standing. The Colossus of Rhodes and the Lighthouse of Alexandria were destroyed by earthquakes hundreds of years ago.
6. Why didn't dinosaurs attack humans?
Dinosaurs didn't attack humans because they became extinct 65 million years ago. Human beings didn't appear on Earth until 130,000 years ago.
7. Where was the Titanic sailing to when it sank?
The Titanic was sailing to New York from Southampton when it hit an iceberg on April the 14th, 1912.
8. How long has Elizabeth II been Queen of England?
Elizabeth II has been Queen of England since 1952. She was on holiday in Kenya when her father, King George VI, died.
9. How many people have won the Nobel Peace Prize since it started in 1901?
94 people have won the Nobel Peace Prize since it started in 1901. These include Nelson Mandela in 1993 and Mother Teresa in 1979.
10. How long have people been using the Internet?
People have been using the Internet since 1969. It was invented by the US Department of Defense as a means of communication. It first went live in October 1969, with communications between the University of California and the Stanford Research Institute.
11. How many languages are spoken in Switzerland?
4 languages are spoken in Switzerland: German, French, Italian and Romansh. German is the most widely spoken. 63.7% speak German, 19.2% French, 7.6% Italian and 0.6% Romansh.
12. In which country were women first given the vote?
New Zealand was the first country in the world to give women the vote in 1893. Canadian women were given the vote in 1917, but women in Liechtenstein weren't allowed to vote until 1984.
Tape Script 1.2. You're so wrong. 1.
The Pope lives in Madrid.
He doesn't live in Madrid. He lives in Rome, in the Vatican.
2.
Shakespeare didn't write poems.
You're wrong. He wrote hundreds of poems, not just plays.
3.
Vegetarians eat meat.
Of course they don't eat meat. They only eat vegetables and sometimes fish.
4.
The internet doesn't provide much information.
Rubbish! It provides lots. Sometimes I think that it provides too much.
5.
The world is getting colder.
It isn't getting colder, it's getting hotter. Haven't you heard of global warming?
6.
Princess Diana was travelling by plane when she was killed.
No, you're wrong. She wasn't travelling by plane. She was travelling by car in Paris.
7.
England has never won the World Cup.
England has won it. Just once. I think it was in 1966. My dad goes on about it all the time.
8.
The 2008 Olympics were held in Tokyo.
No, they weren't held in Tokyo. They were held in China, in Beijing.
Tape script 1.3. Is or has. 1.
My brother's just got a new job.
2.
He's working in South America.
3.
He's been there 3 months.
4.
He's having a great time.
5.
He's never worked overseas before.
6.
His company's called Intext Worldwide.
Tape script 1.4. Making conversation.
So, kids, did you have a good day at school?
No.
Yes, I did. We were practicing for the school concert.
Oh, lovely. Oh, do you have much homework?
Yes, I do. Loads. I've got geography, French and maths. Have you got a lot, Nick?
Yeah?
Nick, have you remembered your football kit?
No, he hasn't. He's forgotten it
Oh,
again.
Nick, you know it needs washing. Are you playing football tomorrow?
No.
Lily, do you need your sports kit tomorrow?
Yes, I do. I've got a hockey match after school. We're playing the high school.
Oh, didn't they beat you last time?
Yes, they did. But we'll beat them tomorrow.
No, you won't. Your team's rubbish.
OK, that's enough, children. Do up your seatbelts. Let's go.
Tape script 1.5.
So, kids, did you have a good day at school?
No, I didn't. Not really. We didn't have any of my favourite subjects.
I did. I had a brilliant day. We were practicing for the school concert.
Oh, lovely. Oh, do you have much homework?
Yes, I do. Loads. I've got geography, French and maths. Have you got a lot, Nick?
Yes, I have. Loads of it. I have to write a geography essay on Antarctica. 1,500 words.
Oh, Nick, have you remembered your football kit?
Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry, Mum.
Oh, Nick, you know it needs washing. Are you playing football tomorrow?
No, I'm not, thank goodness. The match was cancelled.
Lily, do you need your sports kit tomorrow?
Yes, I do. I've got a hockey match after school. We're playing the high school.
Didn't they beat you last time?
Yes, they did. But we'll beat them tomorrow.
I'm not so sure about that.
OK, that's enough, children. Do up your seatbelts. Let's go.
Tape script 1.6. 1.
Did you hear that noise?
Yes, I did. I think it was thunder.
2.
Are you doing anything tonight?
No, I'm not. Do you want to come round?
3.
Have you seen my mobile phone anywhere?
No, I haven't. Have you lost it again?
4.
Did you get those shoes you liked?
No, I didn't. They didn't have my size.
5.
Is it time for a break?
Yes, it is, thank goodness.
Tape script 1.7. A World in One Family. An interview with Zabia.
So, Zabia, how old are you?
I'm 21.
And I know you have an interesting background. What nationality are you?
Well, I've got a British passport.
So, you're British, but your parents, what nationality are your parents?
Well, my dad's Bolivian. He was born in Bolivia in South America. But he's had a British passport for the last 20 years. My mum was born in Spain, in the Basque Country, and she still has her Spanish passport.
So, how did they meet and end up having children in England?
They met when they were both studying English in England. About 3 years after that, they got married, and here I am. And then my brother.
And what was it like growing up in England with a Spanish mother and a Bolivian father?
I don't think I actually noticed nationality for years. Probably the first time I really noticed a difference was at secondary school. England were playing Spain in Euro 96, and my classmates made me choose which country to support.
So which country did you support?
I stayed neutral. Actually, I didn't mind which team won.
And which nationality do you feel now?
I'd say I was English rather than British. But I'm also very proud of my parents' heritage, half Basque and half Bolivian. I like that.
What contact have you had with your family abroad?
Well, I've only actually been to Bolivia once, when I was a baby. I've had more contact on my mum's side. My Spanish grandparents visit us in England, and when I was growing up, we always went to Spain in the summer. And
Very nice.
yeah, and if I'm at home, I speak to them, to my grandparents on the phone, maybe once a week.
And do you think that your Spanish heritage has influenced you at all?
Well, yes, I think so. I think it influenced my degree choice. I'm studying modern languages at Durham University, Spanish and French. I'm in my 3rd year. I have 1 more year to do.
And what are you hoping to do in the future?
Well, that's a very good question. Hopefully a job that offers some kind of opportunity to travel. But ultimately, I want to settle down for good in England. I've always been interested in my background, but I think that I realise England is my home and it's where I see myself living.
Thank you very much, Xavier.
You're welcome.
Tape script 1.8. An interview with Anna.
Anna, you're Spanish, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm from Bilbao, in the Basque Country.
And how long have you lived here in Oxford?
23 years.
And how did that happen?
Well, I wanted to improve my English, so I came to England to study. Originally, I came for 6 months, but I met my husband. We met at the college. Actually, we met on the way to the college, in the street.
You met in the street?
Yes. It was my first day, and I was walking up the hill to the college, and Theo, that's my husband, was driving up the hill, and he stopped and offered me a lift, which I refused.
You refused?
Yes, but we ended up in the same class. I went into the class, and there he was.
And your husband's from Bolivia, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
So that means you speak the same language?
Yes, Spanish.
So why did you decide to live in England?
Well, mainly because my husband had a job here, and we kind of decided we wanted a place in the middle between Spain and Bolivia.
A nice idea. And you have 2 sons?
Yes, I do. Xavier is 21, nearly 22, and James is 19.
So, what's it been like for them growing up in England with parents of different nationality?
Well, I think because we live in Oxford, a cosmopolitan city, they didn't notice it too much.
They're both bilingual, presumably.
No, not really.
Oh.
Because when they were children, even though we spoke to them in Spanish, they always replied in English.
Interesting. Tell me, how much contact has your family here had with the families in Spain and Bolivia?
I think more with my family in Spain because it's closer. We always spend summer there, 2 or 3 weeks usually.
And the Bolivian side?
Well, my husband keeps in touch all the time, but his family have never been here.
Never?
Never. We went to Bolivia once when Xavier was 18 months old. James has never been.
So, what are the children doing now?
Xavier's at university, and James has just finished school. He's been working in a restaurant, saving money to travel.
And what do they want to do in the future?
Well, James, he's going to travel to Bolivia at last. Then he's going to university to study biology.
And Xavier?
I think he wants to work in the Foreign Office.
Anna, is it possible to sum up the pros and cons of bringing up a family in another country to your own?
Well, I think in a way it's good because you can take the best things from both cultures, but I don't think my sons will ever feel 100% English because their parents aren't English. It's quite tricky.
Tape script 1.9. Pronunciation. 1.
Rose. Goes. Does. Toes.
2.
Meet. Beat. Great. Street.
3.
Paid. Made. Played. Said.
4.
Done. Phone. Sun. One.
Tape script 1.10.
Mother. Enjoy. Apartment. Holiday. Population.
Tape script 1.11. Everyday situations. 1.
I need to make an appointment. It's quite urgent. I've lost a filling.
We have a cancellation this afternoon. 2:45, if that's okay.
That's great. I'll be there.
2.
A medium latte and a muffin, please.
Have here or take away?
Here, please.
That'll be £3.90, please.
3.
I can't make the meeting. I'm stuck in traffic.
Never mind. We'll start without you and brief you later.
Oh, hang on. We're moving again. I should be there in about an hour.
4.
Can you put in your PIN number and press enter?
Oh, no. I can't remember my number for this card. Oh, what is it?
Have you got another card you could use?
5.
Sparkling or still? And do you want ice and lemon in it?
Sparkling, please. Ice, but no lemon.
No problem. Is that all?
6.
I don't think you've met Greg. He's joining us from our New York office.
Hello, good to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Yeah, at last we meet. I'm looking forward to working together.
7.
How many bags are you checking in?
Just the one.
And did you pack it yourself?
Yes, I did.
8.
The lift's on your right. Would you like someone to help you with your luggage?
No, thank you. I'll manage.
OK, if you're sure. Here's your key. Enjoy your stay.
9.
hold. Your call is important to us. All our operators are busy at the moment, but one of them will be with you shortly.
If I have to listen to that again, I'll go mad.
Can I help you?
At last, a real person. Do you know how long I've been waiting?
10.
There are still tickets for the 5:45 performance, but the 8:45 performance is sold out, I'm afraid.
That's fine. We'll have 2, please. 1 adult and 1 child.
Right, 2 for 5:45. The doors open at 5.
Tape script 1.12. Role play. 1.
Maria, this is my friend Peter. We came to England together. We come from the same town in Germany.
Hello, Peter. Nice to meet you. I hope you're having a good time.
2.
Excuse me, I don't think this is mine. I ordered a medium latte and a muffin.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. This is for the next table.
3.
Good evening, reception. I'm in room 216 and my TV isn't working. Can you send someone to fix it?
Of course, sir. I'll send someone immediately.
4.
Excuse me, can you tell me which is the check-in desk for Prague? I can't see my flight on the screen.
Oh dear, you're at the wrong terminal. Flights to Prague go from Terminal 5. You can get a bus to the terminal over there.
5.
OK, everyone, the meal's ready. Can you all come to the table? Bring your drinks and just help yourselves to the food.
It smells good.
Can we sit where we like?
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD1. Unit 2. Tape script 2.1. Blue Monday by Fats Domino.
Blue Monday, how I hate Blue Monday. Got to work like a slave all day. Here come Tuesday, oh hard Tuesday. I'm so tired, got no time to play. On Wednesday, work 12 hours then. Go home, fall into bed at 10. 'Cause Thursday is a hard working day, and Friday I get my pay. Saturday morning, oh Saturday morning, all my kindness has gone away. Got my money in my honey, and I'm out on the town to play. Sunday morning my head is bad, but it's worth it for the fun that I had. Sunday evening, it's good night and amen.
Tape script 2.2. My favourite day of the week. Vicky.
I go to a boarding school, so I don't live with my parents during term time. What I like is being with my friends all the time. Whether we're working or just chatting, it's great to know that there's always someone there. There's also a lot of freedom. I don't have to tell my parents where I'm going, who I'm going with, you know. Normally, Monday is my favourite day because I only have 2 lessons on a Monday. But I'm having a very bad day today because I have homework from every one of my teachers and I have to do it now.
Terry.
I work in a restaurant in Manchester. I have 2 days off a week, usually Monday and Wednesday, but my favourite day of the week is in fact Friday, even though I work that day. It's the best night because all my mates come into the restaurant and we have a great laugh. It's a real buzz to the place and it doesn't feel like work at all. Time just flies by. The restaurant's being redecorated at the moment, so everything's a bit crazy.
Dave.
I'm a police officer. I like my job because it's challenging, but I live for surfing. I go as often as I can. I'm opening 2 shops that sell surfboards in the next few months. The boards are made in South Africa. Sunday is my favourite day of the week. I get up as early as I can and spend the day on the beach.
Jenny.
Mike and I live on a farm in beautiful countryside. I know we're very lucky, but it's hard work. We rarely have a day off at the weekend or Christmas Day or any day of the year. We have to feed the sheep. Now we're lambing, so we aren't getting any sleep either. But I suppose our favourite day is Wednesday, because that's the day we generally go hunting. We go on the moors with about 20 friends.
Tape script 2.3. Dave Telford, police officer and surfer.
What's your background?
I'm 46 and I'm divorced. I have 2 kids who I see once a fortnight. I live in Devon, in the southwest of England. I'm a police officer. I've been in the police force for over 20 years. I love my job, but my passion is surfing.
What hours do you work?
I work different shifts. The morning shift starts at 5, and I can't stand that because I have to get up at 4:30. My favourite shift is 2 in the afternoon till midnight because I get home about 12:30. What's good is that I work 10 hours a day for 4 days, then have 3 days off.
What do you think of your job?
My job is extremely busy and very hard, but I like it because it's challenging and I never know what's going to happen. I like working in a team. We look after each other and work together.
Why do you like surfing?
My work is very stressful, so I surf to get away from it all. It's just me and the sea, and my mind switches off. I concentrate so hard on what I'm doing that I don't think about anything else.
How often do you go surfing?
I go surfing whenever I'm not working. Sometimes I'm on the beach before 7 in the morning. I go all over the world surfing. Next month I'm going to Costa Rica, and in the autumn I'm going to Thailand.
Do you have a business?
I've got a surf school. I teach all ages, from kids to pensioners. The business is doing well. I'm also opening 2 shops that sell surfboards. The boards are made in South Africa. They're the best.
What's your favourite day of the week?
I like Sundays best of all. I work as a lifeguard all day. Then around 6, me and my mates barbecue some fish and have a few beers. Fantastic. I've been all round the world, but when I look around me, I think there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Tape script 2.4. Questions and answers. 1.
Has he got any children?
Yes, 2.
2.
How often does he see them?
Once a fortnight.
3.
Why doesn't he like the morning shift?
Because he has to get up at 4:30.
4.
How many hours a day does he work?
10.
5.
What does he like about his job?
He likes it because it's challenging and he likes working in a team.
6.
What does he think about while he's surfing?
He only thinks about surfing, nothing else.
7.
Where's he going next month?
Costa Rica.
8.
Is his business doing well?
Yes, it is. He's opening 2 shops.
9.
What do he and his friends do on Sunday evenings?
They eat barbecued fish and drink beer.
Tape script 2.5. The office.
Gosh, I don't know anybody. Can you help me? Who are all these people?
Well, that's Simon. He's sitting at the top of the table reading something.
He's the one with glasses wearing a jumper, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And what does he do?
He's the managing director. He's the man in charge.
The boss, in other words.
Uh-huh. He shouts a lot, but he listens as well. Then there's Edward. He's wearing a suit. He's standing up talking to Anna. Edward's the sales director. He's charming. He always has a nice word to say to everyone. Anna's standing next to him. She's drinking a coffee. She's wearing a jacket and she's got a scarf round her neck.
And Anna is the...
Anna's the accountant. Money, money, money. Very bright, very quick.
Okay. And who's that, talking on her phone?
In the white blouse and blue skirt? That's Jenny. She's the human resources manager, HR manager. She looks after all the personnel. She's a sweetheart. Everyone loves her. Then there's Matthew. He's the IT manager. He's only working here for a few months. He's from our New York office. I don't really know him very well.
He's the guy working on his laptop.
That's him, wearing a shirt, no tie. He knows everything about technology. And finally, that's Christina talking to Simon. She's his PA.
Sorry, what was that?
She's Simon's PA, personal assistant. She organises his diary, but she helps all of us, really. We couldn't cope without her. She runs the whole place, actually. She's wearing a black suit and has fabulous earrings. Very smart.
Right. I think I've got that.
Tape script 2.6. Who earns how much? Part 1.
Well, I reckon that doctors earn quite a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. They have a lot of responsibility and a lot of training. I'd say that doctors get about 105,000. What do you think?
Could be. Or it could be even more. 120,000.
One of those two anyway. Shall we look at the high earners first?
£750,000.
Oh, there's one higher.
Oh, is there? Oh, yeah. £1 million.
I'd say that has to be the footballer.
Yes, definitely. They do earn ridiculous amounts of money, don't they? So, what about 750,000? Who earns $750,000?
I think that's the lawyer.
As much as that? What about the senior director? Do lawyers earn more than them?
Maybe, maybe not. I suppose the lawyer could be 105,000 and the senior director 750,000. Senior director's in charge of huge companies.
OK. Now, the pilot. Pilots earn quite a lot, don't they? They need a lot of experience. They have people's lives in their hands. I think they get, at least 100, 150.
I know what you mean, but I don't think they get as much as that.
Don't they? Oh. Anyway, there isn't 150 on this list, so...
I reckon pilots get about 65,000.
OK, I'd say that's about right.
Tape script 2.7. Part 2.
Let's go on down to the bottom. What's the lowest salary?
11,000. I guess that's the nurse. They don't get paid much, nurses.
I thought they earned more than that, actually. I know they don't get much, but even so.
Then there's 12,500, and the next up is 22,500.
Oh, look. Supermarket cashier. I don't suppose they get much. 12,500, I'd say.
OK, that seems about right. What about farmers? How much do they get?
I don't know. It depends what sort of farmer. They can earn a fortune, can't they?
I suppose so, yes. But they're always complaining that supermarkets don't pay them enough for what they produce.
I still reckon they get a decent salary. They own so much land. I bet they get 50 or 60,000.
No, I think it's much lower. I'd say 22,500.
Not so sure. Then we've got teachers. What do they earn?
I reckon they get, 32,000?
But it all depends how many years they've worked and how many qualifications they've got.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about the average.
Don't teachers and police officers earn about the same?
Do they? I'm not so sure. I'd say that police officers get more. What have we got? 32,000, 36,000.
I think 32 for the police officer and 36 for the teacher.
Well, actually, I'd say the other way round. 36 for the police officer and 32 for the teacher. My mother's a teacher, and she doesn't earn anything like that.
What does that leave? We haven't decided about the farmer or the nurse yet.
I think the nurse gets less than the farmer. She gets the least.
Why she? Nurses can be men, you know.
True, sorry. Nurses, men and women, earn less than farmers.
Men and women.
Absolutely.
Tape script 2.8. Free time activities. John.
My favourite hobby is cooking, and that's a thing you do at home, obviously. I cook most days, though not every day. We also like eating out, you see. What clothes and equipment do I need? Well, I always wear a chef's apron to protect my clothes because you can't make a mess when you're cooking. And tomatoes and spices change the colour of your clothes forever. The most important piece of equipment is knives. I'm very fussy about my knives. They're German and very sharp, and I really look after them. Obviously, in the kitchen, you need all sorts of things like pots and pans and casserole dishes and chopping boards and food mixers, but I don't really have a lot of gadgets. I like to keep things simple. What I like about cooking is the fact that it's creative and it's real. We have to eat, and what we eat is really important. So I like to know that what I'm eating and what my family is eating is good. I actually like all the preparation. Going out shopping, seeing the food, feeling it, smelling it, talking to the people who are selling it is half the fun. People often ask me what I like cooking, and I don't really have an answer. Whatever looks good, and whatever I feel like cooking that day. The best bit is, of course, seeing people enjoy my food. But what's also very important to me is seeing everyone happy and enjoying being at the table. It's about the occasion as much as the food.
Tape script 2.9. Making small talk.
So what do you think of Liverpool, Lars?
It's really interesting. Liverpool's such an old city, isn't it? There are some lovely buildings, and the people are so friendly.
Yes, they are, aren't they? When did you get here?
2 days ago. I got the plane from Oslo. We were a bit late landing, but it didn't matter.
Oh, good. Where are you staying in Liverpool?
At the Grand Hotel. It's very convenient for the office. My room isn't very big, but it's okay.
What a pity. Well, never mind. Where are you from?
Well, from Norway. I was born in Bergen, but I live in a suburb of Oslo. It's very pretty, and it's not far from the sea.
Really? Sounds beautiful. Your English is very good. Where did you learn it?
That's very kind of you, but I know I make a lot of mistakes. I learned it at school for years, and I've been to England quite a few times.
Oh, have you? How interesting. And what are you doing here in Liverpool, Lars?
I'm attending a conference. I'm here for 5 days, and I'm going home on the 17th.
Oh, so soon. And have you managed to get around our city yet?
I haven't seen very much. I've been for a walk along the riverside, and I've taken a ferry across the Mersey, but I haven't seen the Beatles exhibition yet.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Don't work too hard.
I'll try to enjoy myself. Bye. It was nice to talk to you.
Tape script 2.10. 1,
Who do you work for?
2,
Do you enjoy your job?
3,
Where do you come from?
4,
Have you been to New York?
5,
What do you do when you're not working?
6,
The weather's amazing at the moment, isn't it?
7,
Are you having a holiday this year?
8,
This city's very exciting, isn't it?
9.
What's your favourite programme on television?
Tape script 2.11. 1,
Who do you work for?
Siemens. I've been with them for 4 years. They're a good company. How about you?
2,
Do you enjoy your job?
Yes, I do. It's quite hard, but I enjoy the challenge. I don't earn very much. What about you? Do you like your job?
3,
Where do you come from?
I was born in Montreal, and I've lived there all my life with my parents. I'd like to live abroad sometime.
4,
Have you been to New York?
No, I haven't, but I'd love to. I've heard it's one of the most amazing cities in the world. Have you been there?
5,
What do you do when you're not working?
Well, I like horse riding and I play golf and I love music, so I often go to concerts. Do you?
6,
The weather's amazing at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, it's so mild. We haven't had any really cold weather at all. Have you heard a weather forecast for the weekend? It's supposed to be good, isn't it?
7,
Are you having a holiday this year?
Yes, I'm going to Mexico with some friends. I haven't been there before, so I'm really looking forward to it. What about you?
8,
This city's very exciting, isn't it?
Really? Do you think so? There isn't very much to do. I get so bored here.
Oh.
What do you find to do?
9,
What's your favourite programme on television?
I haven't got a favourite, but I like soaps and documentaries, and quiz shows, and the news. I suppose I like everything. What about you?
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright, Oxford University Press, 2009. CD1. Unit 3, Tape Script 3.1. Vincent van Gogh. 1,
Where was he born?
2,
What was his job?
3,
Why was he dismissed?
4.
Why did he try to commit suicide?
5.
Which artists did he meet?
6.
What was he doing when he met them?
7.
Who came to live with him?
8.
Where did they first meet?
9.
What was he carrying?
10.
Why did he cut off part of his ear?
11.
Which paintings were completed there?
12.
What was he doing when he shot himself?
13.
Why did he shoot himself?
14.
Where was he buried?
15.
Why didn't he have any money?
Tape script 3.2. 1.
Where was he born?
In Brabant, in the Netherlands.
2.
What was his job?
He worked as an art dealer.
3.
Why was he dismissed?
Because he'd had an argument with customers.
4.
Why did he try to commit suicide?
Because he'd fallen in love with his cousin and she'd rejected him.
5.
Which artists did he meet?
Degas, Pissarro, Seurat, Toulouse-Lautrec, Monet and Renoir.
6.
What was he doing when he met them?
He was studying art.
7.
Who came to live with him?
Gauguin.
8.
Where did they first meet?
In Paris.
9.
What was he carrying?
A razor blade.
10.
Why did he cut off part of his ear?
Because he'd been drinking and he'd had an argument with Gauguin.
11.
Which paintings were completed there?
Starry Night, Irises and Self-Portrait without a beard.
12.
What was he doing when he shot himself?
He was painting outside.
13.
Why did he shoot himself?
Because he was depressed.
14.
Where was he buried?
In Auvergne.
15.
Why didn't he have any money?
Because he'd sold only one of his paintings.
Tape script 3.3. Pronunciation. 1.
What was he doing?
2.
He was studying.
3.
They were working.
4.
He'd had an argument.
5.
They'd met in Paris.
6.
He'd been drinking.
Tape script 3.4. T.
Worked. Dismissed. Published.
D.
Tried. Quarrelled. Moved. Continued. Died. Recognised.
Id.
Rejected. Completed.
Tape script 3.5. I didn't do much. 1.
I didn't do much. I just had something to eat, watched telly for a while, and then had an early night. I was in bed by 10.
2.
I went to my yoga class, then went for a drink with a couple of friends. I got home about 9 and did a bit of housework, and that was it.
3.
I went out with some people from work, so I didn't get home till about midnight. Well, after midnight actually. Quite a late night for me.
4.
I met some friends in town for a coffee and we talked for a bit. Then I went home and did some stuff on the computer. You know, Facebook. Then went to bed about 11:30.
Tape script 3.6.
Smash. Clumsy visitor destroys priceless vases by Tom Ball. A clumsy visitor to a British museum has destroyed a set of priceless 300-year-old Chinese vases after slipping on the stairs. The 3 vases, which were produced during the Qing dynasty in the 17th century, had stood on a windowsill at the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge for 40 years. Last Thursday, they were smashed into 1 million pieces. The vases, which had been donated in 1948, were the museum's best-known pieces. The Fitzwilliam decided not to identify the man who had caused the disaster. It was a most unfortunate and regrettable accident, Museum Director Duncan Robinson said, but we are glad that the visitor wasn't seriously injured. The photograph of the accident was taken by another visitor, Steve Baxter. We watched the man fall as if in slow motion. He was flying through the air. The vases exploded as though they'd been hit by a bomb. The man was sitting there, stunned, in the middle of a pile of porcelain when the staff arrived. The museum declined to say what the vases were worth.
Tape script 3.7.
It's 7:45 and you're listening to the Today programme. The man who broke Chinese vases worth £100,000 when he fell downstairs at a museum has been named by a daily newspaper. He's Nick Flynn, and he's with us now. Are you all right, Mr. Flynn? You didn't hurt yourself falling downstairs, did you?
I'm on the mend, which is more than I can say for the vases.
Too true. How did it happen?
I was coming down the stairs, looking at the pictures, and I slipped. The stairs are very shiny, and it had been raining, so I guess my shoes were a bit wet. And I just went head over heels.
It must have been a strange feeling lying in the middle of all that priceless porcelain.
I was surprised that these incredibly valuable vases were left just standing on a windowsill. I'd seen them lots of times before, but I hadn't really paid them any attention.
And I hear you've been banned from the museum, is that right?
Yes, I got a letter from the director of the museum asking me not to go back. It's a shame because I used to go twice a week, so now I've got to find somewhere else to go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Flynn, and good luck.
Tape script 3.8. Dictation.
The man who broke Chinese vases worth £100,000 when he fell downstairs at a museum has been named as Nick Flynn, full stop. He was coming down the stairs, comma, looking at the pictures on the wall, comma, when he slipped, full stop. The stairs were shiny, comma, and it had been raining, full stop. He'd seen the vases lots of times before, comma, but hadn't paid them any attention, full stop. The museum has asked him not to go back, full stop. He's disappointed because he used to go there twice a week, full stop.
Tape script 3.9. Spelling and pronunciation.
Good. Food. Blood. Road. Road. Road.
Tape script 3.10. Words that sound the same.
New, red, war, through, flew.
Tape script 3.11. Spelling. 1.
Love, move, glove.
2.
Some. Home. Come.
3.
Dear, fear, pair.
4.
Lost. Most. Post.
5.
Meet, cheat, great.
6.
Boot. Shoot. Foot.
7.
8. Weight, height.
8.
Blood. Wood. Flood.
9.
Flower, power, lower.
Tape script 3.12. Lost sounds.
Different.
Several.
Business.
Restaurant.
Marriage.
Interesting.
Vegetable.
Temperature.
Secretary.
Tape script 3.13. 1.
Foreign.
Sign.
2.
Climb.
Bomb.
3.
Neighbour.
Way.
4.
Honest.
Hour.
5.
Knee.
Knock.
6.
Psychology.
Psychiatrist.
Tape script 3.14. Romeo and Juliet. 1.
Peace. I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee!
2.
Did my heart love till now? For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
My only love, sprung from my only hate.
3.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. What's Montague? A rose by any other word would smell as sweet.
4.
My heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet.
This alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancour to pure love.
5.
Now, Tybalt, Mercutio's soul is above our heads. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Thou, wretched boy, shalt with him hence.
6.
I'll find Romeo to comfort you.
Oh, find him, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
7.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our times to come.
8.
Take thou this vial, and this liquor drink. No pulse, no breath shall testify thou livest 42 hours.
Give me, love, give me strength.
9.
Romeo, 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 here's drink. I drink to thee.
Oh, hateful day! Never was seen so black a day as this. Oh, woeful day!
10.
Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
11.
What's here? A cup, closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see. I will kiss thy lips. Some poison doth hang on them to make me die. Thy lips are warm. O happy dagger, let me die.
12.
For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Tape script 3.15. The first time I fell in love. Sarah.
The first time I fell in love was when I was 13. It was with a boy called Max. We were on a school trip, a geography trip, so a whole group of us were living together for a week. I'd never really noticed this boy before, because we used to go around with different people, but I suddenly started looking at him, and I remember thinking, you're nice. And I couldn't understand why I hadn't looked at him before. He was very quiet, and he had dark eyes that seemed to see everything, and he made me go all weak at the knees. We kind of started going out. When we held hands, it was electric. And the first time we kissed, I'd never felt anything like it in my life. Wow! I don't think he felt the same passion as me. He was very cool about everything. It only lasted a few months. Then he went back to his friends, and I went back to mine.
Tommy.
Well, I fell in love with a girl called Emma, but it didn't last very long.
How long did it last?
Well, about 2 weeks. It all ended last Friday.
Oh dear. What happened last Friday?
I decided that I'd had enough of being in love. I didn't like the feeling.
Was Emma upset?
Not really. She didn't know anything about it.
What?
No, I hadn't told her that I was in love with her, so she didn't know that it had ended.
Was it so bad?
Oh, yes. I couldn't sleep. I used to get this funny feeling here in my tummy when I saw her coming, and my heart went bang, bang, bang. It was horrible.
So how did you manage to stop loving her?
Well, I'm only 9, and I figured that I'm too young to only love one person for the rest of my life.
Fair enough. I'm glad you didn't hurt her feelings.
I'm glad it's all over.
James.
Well, I've only been in love once in my life, and that was when I was 22. I'd had other girlfriends, of course, but it was never more than that, just a girlfriend. And then I met this other girl, Ruth, and my whole life just turned upside down. I remember thinking at the time that I'd never felt anything like it. Nothing looked the same, felt the same. Life had never been so amazing, so colourful. I wanted to do everything. Climb mountains, fly like a bird, stay up all night. Life was far too amazing to sleep. It's funny, I never used to care what I looked like, but suddenly I started to care. I wanted to look good for this girl in my life. I felt that I hadn't really lived until that moment, until I'd met her and fallen in love. Thank goodness she felt the same. We're still together, 30 years and 4 kids later. Amazing, huh?
Tape script 3.16. Giving opinions.
So, what do you think of Meg's new boyfriend? He's really great, isn't he?
Definitely. I think he's absolutely fantastic.
Me too. I just love the stories he tells.
Oh, so do I. He's very funny. I really like his sense of humour.
They get on so well together, don't they?
Well, maybe. He's quite nice, but I don't think that he's the one for her.
That's rubbish. They absolutely adore each other.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, come on. You're just jealous. You've always fancied her.
Actually, that's not true at all. But I quite like her sister.
Tape script 3.17. 1.
We had a great time in Paris, didn't we?
2.
The weather was lovely, wasn't it?
3.
The French really love their food, don't they?
4.
It's a lovely day today, isn't it?
5.
Alice and Tom are a really lovely couple, aren't they?
6.
Tom earns so much money, doesn't he?
7.
They want to get married, don't they?
Tape script 3.18. 1.
She's quite nice.
She's absolutely wonderful.
2.
The film was good.
The film was just brilliant.
3.
The hotel's all right.
The hotel's really fabulous.
4.
I like dark chocolate.
I absolutely adore dark chocolate.
5.
I quite like Peter.
I really love Peter.
6.
The book wasn't very good.
The book was absolutely awful.
7.
I don't like noisy bars.
I just can't stand noisy bars.
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD1. Unit 4. Tape script 4.1. Discussing grammar. 1.
I don't get on with my boss. Do you think I should look for another job?
2.
We're giving Tom a surprise birthday party. You mustn't tell him about it.
3.
Please, Dad, can I go to Tom's party? It'll be great.
4.
You have to drive on the left in Britain.
5.
Do you have to wear a uniform in your job?
6.
Are you allowed to take mobile phones to school?
7.
I had to go to bed early when I was a child.
8.
You don't have to go to England to learn English, but it's a good idea.
Tape script 4.2. Giving advice. Conversation 1.
Are you going to Charlotte's party?
Oh, I don't know if I should go or not.
What do you mean?
Well, her parents are abroad, and they told her she wasn't allowed to have friends over while they were away.
Oh, come on, you must come. It's a party. Everyone has parties when their parents are away.
Yeah, but her mum and dad are best friends with mine.
Look, you don't have to tell your mum and dad. Just go to the party and help to clear up after.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Conversation 2.
Do you see that woman over there?
Yeah? What about her?
She's smoking.
So?
You're not allowed to smoke in here.
Well...
Do you think I should tell her to stop?
No, you mustn't say anything. It's embarrassing. The waiter will tell her.
No, I can't just sit here. I must say something. Excuse me?
Conversation 3.
I'm so mad.
Why?
I've got a parking ticket. I had to go to the shops for my dad, and when I got back to the car, there was a ticket on the windscreen.
Oh, that's bad luck.
I think he should pay the fine.
Who? Your dad? Why? He wasn't driving.
Yeah, but I was doing his shopping.
But he didn't tell you to park illegally.
OK, so it's my fault. I still think he should pay it.
Tape script 4.3. Great-Grandma Alice.
This is a story that my great-grandma Alice loved telling about her school days. She started school when she was 5, and apparently she was very bright. Anyway, that's what she told us. And when she was 11, the teacher, Miss Fox, came to her and said, "Alice, you've learned everything that I know. I can't teach you any more now, but you're not allowed to leave school until you're 12 years old, so you'll just have to sit at the back of the class." So that's what great-grandma Alice did. She sat at the back for a whole year, and her dad, my great-great-grandpa, was really angry because he wanted her to be out earning money for the family. She was a domestic servant.
Tape script 4.4. Rules for life. 1. Millie.
Well, so many teenagers seem to think life is about just one thing. You know, money and fame. They think it will bring them happiness. Honestly, I would hate to be famous. When I read the magazines and see all the photos of these rich, famous film stars, footballers and the like, it frightens me. They can't move without being followed and photographed. Often, they've got to employ bodyguards. When I grow up, I just want to enjoy my work. If I earn lots of money, fair enough, but if I don't, I'll still be happy. I never want to be famous. That's scary stuff.
2. Richard.
My rule for life is that you only get out of life what you put in. I mean, you should never ask that question people always ask, why are we here? What is the meaning of life? I mean, you'll never find the answer. You've got to give meaning to your life by what you do with your life. And I think you can do this in all kinds of ways. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are president of your country or a rubbish collector. You have a place in the world. You have a part to play.
3. Frank.
I believe you've got to look for the good in people and things. So many people of my age do nothing but complain about today's world. Oh, on and on they go about how bad the traffic is or how mobile phones are such a menace. Oh, and most of all, they complain about young people. They're loud, they're impolite, not like in the good old days. Well, I say rubbish to all that. There's always been good and bad in the world, and I think we should look for the good. The rule I try to live by is find 3 things every day to be happy about.
Tape script 4.5. Spoken English. 1.
Isn't your mum away at the moment?
Oh, yes. So Dad's got to do all the cooking and I've got to do all the ironing.
2.
Where's my briefcase? I've got to go to work.
It's where you left it when you came home. In the hall by the front door.
3.
Mum, why can't I go out now?
You've got to tidy your room first. Your friends will just have to wait.
4.
Won't you be late for work?
Goodness! Look at the time. I've got to go now. I mustn't stay here chatting. Oh, we'll catch up later. Bye.
Tape script 4.6. Song, I Believe.
That's what I believe. Surprising as it seems, I believe that happiness is well within our dreams. I believe in being nice in spite of what you think. I believe in good advice and not too much to drink. I believe in being true in everything you try to do. I believe in me and you, and I hope you share my point of view. That's what I believe. Surprising as it seems, I believe that happiness is well within our dreams. I believe that peace and love are there to be achieved.
Tape script 4.7. Phrasal verbs. 1.
Who do you take after in your family?
I don't think I take after anyone in particular. Mind you, the older I get, the more I think I'm like my mother.
2.
Do you get on well with both your parents?
Yes, I do. Most of the time. I do a lot of stuff with my dad. Football and things.
3.
Have you recently taken up any new sports or hobbies?
Me? No. My life's too busy already.
4.
Do you often look up words in your dictionary?
Sometimes, if I'm really stuck.
5.
Are you looking forward to going on holiday soon?
I wish. I've just been on holiday, so I've got to wait till Christmas now.
6.
Do you pick up foreign languages easily?
Well, I picked up Italian quite easily when I was living in Milan, but I already knew French, so I think that helped a bit.
7.
Have you got any bad habits that you want to give up?
Yes, I bite my nails. I just can't stop. And I'm a teacher, so I have to hide my hands from the kids because I don't want to set a bad example.
Tape script 4.8. Polite requests and offers. 1.
I'll give you a lift into town if you like.
That would be great. Could you drop me at the library?
2.
It's a present. Do you think you could gift wrap it for me?
Yes, of course. I'll just take the price off.
3.
Pump number 5. And could you give me a token for the car wash?
I'm sorry, it's not working today.
4.
2 large Cokes, please.
Diet or regular?
5.
Can you tell me the code for Tokyo, please?
One moment, I'll have to look it up.
6.
Could you show me how you did that?
Certainly. Just go to Systems Preferences and click on Displays.
7.
Would you mind moving your car?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise that you couldn't get through.
8.
Would you mind if I opened the window?
Oh, go ahead. It's very stuffy in here.
Tape script 4.9. Music of English.
Could you show me how you did that?
Would you mind moving your car?
Tape script 4.10. Conversation 1.
Hello, it's me again. I've just remembered that I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. Could we possibly make it lunch instead of coffee?
No problem. I can do lunch too. How about 12:30 in the usual restaurant?
Conversation 2.
Would you mind if we didn't go out for a drink after work? I want to watch the match on TV.
Hey, we could have a drink at Bar Metro. They have a huge screen. We could both watch the match there.
You're on. A great idea.
Conversation 3.
So anyway, there I was, just finishing my report, when suddenly the boss calls me into his office and he starts...
Sorry, darling. I really do want to hear all about it, but the baby's crying. Do you think you could go and check him? He might need changing.
Conversation 4.
Help! Oh, I don't know what's gone wrong with my computer. The screen's frozen again.
I'll try and fix it if you like. I'm quite good with computers.
Oh, go ahead. Be my guest. I've had it with this machine.
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Saws, published in copyright, Oxford University Press, 2009. CD 2. 5. Tape script 5.1. Things our grandchildren may never see.
Do you ever worry about what the world will be like when our grandchildren grow up?
Hang on. We haven't had our baby yet. I'm not thinking about grandchildren.
I know, but having a baby makes me wonder. What will the world be like when he or she grows up? Well, look at these pictures. Don't they make you worry about what could happen in the future?
OK. Of course, things are going to change a lot in the next 100 years, even in the next 50, but...
I know, and I'm getting worried. Everyone says global warming is a fact nowadays. No one says it may get warmer or it might get warmer anymore. Scientists say that it definitely will get warmer. It's going to be a very different world for our children and grandchildren.
Look, Hannah, it's no good worrying. Not all scientists think the same.
Yes, I know, but most do. Look, it says here over 2,500 climate scientists agree. They say temperatures might rise by up to 4 degrees centigrade before the end of the century. Dan, this is the world our son, or daughter, is going to grow up in.
Hannah, you've got to take it easy. You're having a baby soon and I
can't help being worried. If the Arctic ice melts, there'll be floods and the polar bears will have nowhere to live. Oh, look at this!
Come on, Hannah. Look, here. It also says humans are clever enough to find solutions. We'll do our bit and we'll bring up our baby to do the same. Every little helps.
OK, but maybe it won't help. It may be too late already.
Tape script 5.2. What do you think will happen? 1.
Do you think the Earth will continue to get warmer?
Yes, I do. The more I read about it, the more I think it will. A few years ago, I wasn't so sure.
2.
Do you think all the ice will melt at the poles?
Well, I don't think all the ice will melt, but a lot has melted already. Do you know, a new island near Greenland has just appeared. They thought it was part of the mainland, but it was just an ice bridge and it melted. It's called Warming Island. A good name, don't you think?
3.
Do you think polar bears will become extinct?
I think they might. They only live in the Arctic, and I read that the ice there has decreased by 14% since the 1970s.
4.
Do you think more people will travel by train?
Definitely. I think lots more people will choose train travel when they can, especially across Europe. Of course, it won't always be possible to.
5.
Do you think that air travel will be banned to reduce CO2 emissions?
Well, I think it could become much more expensive to travel by air, but I don't think it'll be banned.
6.
Do you think new sources of energy will be found?
I hope so. Some people say nuclear energy is the only answer, but I think this could cause more problems. Actually, I like wind farms. They look amazing, but I know some people hate them.
7.
Do you think there'll be more droughts or more floods in the world?
I don't really know. There might be both droughts and floods. I think parts of London may be flooded. There's already a barrier across the River Thames to stop flooding.
8.
Do you think our lifestyles will have to change?
Definitely. They're already changing. We're told all the time to do things like drive smaller cars, use cleaner petrol, and recycle our rubbish. That worries me a lot, the amount of rubbish we make.
Tape script 5.3. Discussing grammar. 1.
Have you decided about your holiday yet?
No, not yet. We've never been to Prague, so we might go there.
2.
Are you going to take an umbrella?
No, I'm not. The forecast says it'll be fine all day.
3.
Why are you making a list?
Because I'm going shopping. Is there anything you want?
4.
Would you like to go out for a drink tonight?
Sorry, I'm working late. How about tomorrow night? I'll call you.
5.
What are you doing Saturday night?
I'm not sure yet. I may go to friends or they may come to me.
6.
Are you enjoying your job more now?
No, I'm not. I'm going to look for another one.
7.
Your team's rubbish. It's 2-0 to United.
Come on, it's only half-time. I think they could still win.
8.
You won't pass your exams next month if you go out every night.
I know. I'll work harder nearer the time, I promise.
Tape script 5.4. World weather warnings. 1. The British Isles.
A prolonged period of heavy rain and thunderstorms will affect parts of the country on Friday and into Saturday. Rainfall could total 20 to 30 millimetres in the south, but there may be up to 60 to 90 millimetres in the north and Scotland. The heavy rain might lead to flooding in some areas.
2. Canada.
High winds following in the path of Hurricane Gloria will head north from the U.S. overnight. They could reach up to 160 kilometers per hour and may cause damage to buildings across northwest Ontario. These winds are going to bring with them high temperatures across the country and thunderstorms in many areas.
3. Hungary.
The country's heat wave is going to continue. Temperatures could rise to more than 40 degrees Celsius by midday tomorrow. Budapest City Council are going to send out teams of workers to distribute 22,000 bottles of drinking water to local people. Meteorologists say that temperatures will continue to rise until the end of the week.
4. Mexico.
Tropical storm Barbara is forming rapidly over the coast and will move towards land. Winds of 110 kilometers an hour are expected, and they could reach the popular tourist destination of Acapulco over the next few days. Hotels and houses may have to be evacuated. Meteorologists say that the winds might even reach hurricane status.
5. South Africa.
For the first time in 25 years, forecasters in Johannesburg are predicting snow. Up to 10 centimetres could fall during the night, and this is causing much excitement throughout the city. SABC News is reporting that some parents are going to take their children to the local parks after midnight to play in the snow. Tambo International Airport may be affected.
Tape script 5.5. 1.
I think it'll be a cold night tonight. Wrap up warm if you go out.
2.
I think I'll get a new computer. I want a laptop this time.
3.
I think I'll do a cookery course. I can't even boil an egg.
4.
I think you'll like the film. It's a great story and really well cast.
5.
I think we'll get to the airport in time, but we'd better get a move on.
6.
I think you'll get the job. You've got all the right qualifications.
Tape script 5.6. 1.
I don't think it'll be a cold night tonight. You won't need to take a jacket.
2.
I don't think I'll get a new computer. It may seem old-fashioned to you, but it's okay for me.
3.
I don't think I'll do a cookery course. I'll get lessons from my mum.
4.
I don't think you'll like the film. It's not really your kind of thing.
5.
I don't think we'll get to the airport in time. There's too much traffic.
6.
I don't think you'll get the job. You're too young and you've got no experience.
Tape script 5.7. Rocket Man.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me back again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. No, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, spending all his days up here alone.
Steve Bennett's ambition was to be a rocket scientist. A few years ago, he almost won a £10 million prize, the X Prize. Now Steve is building a rocket that will take him and 2 passengers up into space. He believes that space tourism is not really that far away.
Space tourism is just about to happen. There are quite a lot of people around the world actually putting a lot of money into space tourism, so it's simply a question of when, not if. You know, just as the internet made billionaires, well, space tourism is going to make trillionaires. And all the big names are at it. You've got Jeff Bezos, he did Amazon.com, he's building his own spaceship. You've got Richard Branson, even he's commissioning somebody to build a spaceship for him. So it really is going to happen.
And what are you intending to take people into space in? What is your rocket?
A rocket that can carry 3 people into space. We're not going into orbit, it's going straight up, straight down. But it will go into space. It'll give you about 3 or 4 minutes of weightlessness. You'll see the blackness of space, the curvature of the Earth, and you really will truly become an astronaut, just like the early American astronauts.
And you're going to be one of the people who goes up, so it's going to be you and 2 space tourists. Have you been up in this exact rocket before, Steve?
No, we're still working on this one. We've launched 16 big rockets to date, but this actual space tourism rocket called Thunderstar, we're still working on it, we're still building it. I was influenced as a small child watching too many episodes of Thunderbirds, I think.
Were you very much struck by the first moon landings as well?
Yep, I was about 5 years old when they landed on the moon. My parents wouldn't let me stay up to watch the actual landing, which is a bit of a shame.
How mean.
Yeah, well, they just didn't get it. Oh, it's marvellous, but they should spend the money on something better kind of attitude.
Lots of young boys will have had exactly that kind of experience themselves, but very few of them will now have a business that is making rockets. Did you always feel that eventually you would get to do it professionally?
I kept it pretty quiet. 10, 15 years ago, you start talking about space tourism and people, they think you're nuts, so you keep that kind of thing to yourself.
Why do we really need to do that, though? I mean, is there actually any necessity to have more humans in space?
Well, that's pretty much where the human race needs to be, in terms of expansion. There's enough resources in space to allow the human race to continue to grow and expand for the next 10,000 years.
What kind of training do you have to do in order to go up in the rocket?
Actually, one of the most important things we do is skydive training. We feel that if you haven't got what it takes to jump out of an airplane with a parachute, you really shouldn't be strapping yourself to the top of a 17-ton rocket.
These two other people who've already booked their place on your Thunderstar, do you know who they are?
Absolutely, I've taken the money.
Right.
Well, it's a couple, it's two people that want to fly in space, and they came to me a few years ago. And basically they said, Steve, you want to fly in the rocket, here's the money, and they paid me £500,000 for it.
And how often do you consider the possibility that something might go wrong?
I think about it every day, I've built a lot of rockets. Most of them have worked really well, some haven't. And I think about that every day.
Tape script 5.8. Spoken English. 1.
Did your team win?
No, but they played pretty well all the same.
2.
You haven't lost your mobile phone again?
No, I'm pretty sure it's in my bag somewhere.
3.
Do you enjoy skiing? I do, but I'm pretty hopeless at it.
4.
What do you think of my English?
I think it's pretty good.
Tape script 5.9.
My cause for concern. The thing I'm concerned about at the moment is the influence that video games may have on children. Let me explain why. I've been reading lots of newspaper articles on the subject, and I also have a personal interest. You see, I have a younger brother, Craig. He's 13 years old, and I'm afraid he's becoming a video game addict. Just a few years ago, Craig had many interests. He played football, he was learning judo, he went out on his bike with his friends. He was a happy, fun-loving boy. Now he spends hours every day in front of a screen, in a virtual world, playing virtual games, usually violent ones, and he becomes really angry if our parents tell him to stop. Research shows that today 40% of family homes have computers, so there is plenty of opportunity for very young children to start using them. And by the age of 7, many have developed an interest in video games. This is not a problem for most of them. However, by their early teens, a small minority have become addicts, playing for at least 30 hours a week. Dr. Mark Griffiths of Nottingham Trent University, an expert in video addiction, finds this figure very worrying. He says that children may become so addicted that they stop doing homework, start playing truant, and even steal money in order to buy the games. I have 2 more concerns. Firstly, I worry that the violence in the games could cause children to become more violent. My brother isn't violent, but he is certainly bad-tempered if he is stopped from playing. Secondly, I worry that sitting without exercise for so long is bad for the health. Craig often plays 5 hours a day, and some days his thumbs are really painful and he can't sleep because he's overexcited. His schoolwork is going from bad to worse. Finally, Dr. Griffiths says that more research is needed, but I don't need to read more research to conclude that video games cause problems. He should come and meet my brother. That's all the evidence he needs.
Tape script 5.10. 1.
Bob and Jan don't get on at all. They disagree about everything.
2.
Money doesn't always lead to happiness.
3.
My aunt says today's kids are all rude and impolite.
4.
Thanks for your advice. It was really helpful. I really appreciate your kindness.
5.
My dad's useless at fixing his computer. I always have to help him.
6.
Please don't misunderstand me. I didn't mean to be unkind. I'm really sorry.
7.
Timmy fell off his bike and hit his head. He was unconscious for a few hours.
8.
What was your wife's reaction when she heard you'd won the lottery?
Tape script 5.11. Changing word stress.
Advertise.
Advertisement.
Imagine.
Imagination.
Prefer.
Preference.
Employer.
Employee.
Tape script 5.12. 1.
The doctors are going to operate on my grandma's knee.
Oh dear!
Don't worry, it's not a serious operation.
2.
Did you explain the homework to Maria?
I did, but I don't think she understood my explanation.
3.
I couldn't find the book I wanted in the library.
Did you ask the librarian? She'll tell you if they have it.
4.
Can I have a copy of that photograph?
Yes, of course. I'm not a great photographer, but this one's okay, isn't it?
It is. Usually I can't stand photos of me.
Tape script 5.13. Arranging to meet.
Mike, it's me, Gary.
Gary, long time no see. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Listen, I'm coming up to town next weekend and I was wondering if we could meet.
Oh dear, I'd love to. But this weekend of all weekends, I am so busy.
Look, you must have some free time.
Yeah, I'll just get my diary. Hang on. OK, shoot.
Right. What are you doing Friday evening?
Friday evening? That's my Spanish class. Our company's going to do a lot of work in Spain, so we're all learning Spanish. But I finish work early on Friday. I could meet you in the afternoon.
No, I'm afraid that's no good. My train doesn't get in until 7 o'clock. Have you got any free time on Saturday?
Let me see. What about Saturday afternoon? I'm having my hair cut in the morning, and then I'm meeting my sister for lunch, but I'm free in the afternoon.
Oh, no, sorry. Saturday afternoon I can't. I've got an appointment with an estate agent. I'm going to look around one of those amazing new flats by the river. Didn't I tell you? I'm changing jobs and moving back to the big city.
Hey, great news, Gary. I knew that small town life wasn't your thing.
Yeah. So, what about Saturday evening? Is Saturday evening any good?
Sorry, the evening's out for me. I'm going to the theatre with friends. We've had it booked for ages. But hang on, what time are you leaving on Sunday?
Late morning. I'm getting the 11:55 train.
Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we meet at the station?
Good idea. We could have coffee together.
I've got an even better idea. They do a great full English breakfast at the cafe. Let's meet there for breakfast. Should we say about 10 o'clock?
Sounds good to me. But can you make it 10:30? It is Sunday.
Fine. 10:30 it is. I'll see you then. Bye, Gary. Hope you like the flat.
Fingers crossed. Bye, Mike. See you Sunday.
Tape script 5.14. Music of English. 1,
I was wondering if we could meet.
2,
I could meet you in the afternoon.
3,
What about Saturday afternoon?
4,
Is Saturday evening any good?
5,
Why don't we meet at the station? Let's meet there for breakfast.
6,
Shall we say about 10 o'clock?
7.
Can you make it 10:30?
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Saws, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD2. Unit 6, Tape Script 6.1, Describing People. 1,
What's she like? She's really nice. Very easygoing.
2,
What does she look like?
She's quite tall and pretty.
3,
What does she like doing?
She likes dancing and shopping.
4,
How tall is she?
5'8".
5,
What colour eyes has she got?
Brown.
6,
How old is she?
She's in her 20s.
7,
What kind of clothes does she wear?
Not smart, casual. She has a lot of style.
8,
What's her hair like?
It's sort of long, fair and wavy.
9,
How is she?
She's fine.
Tape Script 6.2, Describing Places. 1,
What's your flat like?
It's quite modern, but it's cosy.
2,
How big is it?
About 75 square metres.
3,
How many rooms are there?
A kitchen diner, a living room and a bedroom.
4,
What size is the kitchen?
4 metres by 2.
5,
Which floor is it on?
The 4th.
6,
Which part of town is it in?
It's south of the river.
7,
How far is it to the shops?
Just a 5-minute walk.
Tape Script 6.3, Describing Things. 1,
What make is it?
Sony.
2,
How much does it weigh?
1.3 kilograms.
3,
What's it made of?
Carbon and titanium.
4,
What's this button for?
It turns it on.
5,
How big is the screen?
13.2 inches.
6,
How long is the battery life?
8 hours.
7,
What size is the hard disk?
80 gigabytes.
Tape Script 6.4, Getting Information. 1,
What sort of bread do you have?
2,
What flavour ice cream would you like?
3,
Which way do we go?
4,
What make is your camera?
5,
What kind of food do you like?
6,
Whose top are you wearing?
7.
How long does it take to get to the airport?
8.
How far is your house from the beach?
9.
How often do you go to the cinema?
10.
How many of you want coffee?
11.
What size shoes do you take?
Tape script 6.5.
Fresh fruit.
Latest fashions.
Pretty woman.
Clear sky.
Fast food.
Crowded restaurant.
Casual clothes.
Close friend.
Handsome man.
Straight hair.
Cozy room.
Challenging job.
Tape script 6.6. 1.
Peter and I lived together at university.
2.
He's a good student. He tries hard.
3.
Where's the town hall?
Go straight on.
4.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
5.
Don't talk so loud. Everyone can hear you.
6.
Why do you drive so fast? Slow down.
7.
His wife's name is Sue, not Sally. Get it right.
8.
The holiday was a disaster. Everything went wrong.
9.
This room is cool, even in summer.
10.
Are you ready?
Almost. Give me another 5 minutes.
Tape script 6.7. My most treasured possession. 1. Amy.
I would have to save my photo albums. They've got all the photos of my kids when they were babies. Their first steps, you know, when they walked for the first time, their birthday parties, their first day at school, and all the holidays we had together. All those memories are irreplaceable.
2. Jack.
I know it sounds a bit sad, but I would have to say my computer. Not very sentimental, but very practical. It's got all my work, all my email contacts, several thousand photos, address books, and my work diary for the next year. I just couldn't live without it.
3. Lucy.
I have a matching hairbrush and hand mirror that belonged to my grandmother. She was given them as a wedding present, and she gave them to me before she died. I don't use them, but they're always on the shelf in my bedroom, and every time I see them I think of her. They're solid silver, and they're quite heavy. They're not particularly pretty, but they have immense sentimental value.
Tape script 6.8. My closest relative. Ellie.
The person that I'm closest to in my family is probably my mother. She's the kind of person you can talk to about anything. She's very open, my mother, and I can talk to her about boyfriends, stuff that's bothering me at work, friendships, anything. We have our ups and downs, of course, but basically we have an easy relationship. We go shopping together. What I like about her is her attitude. She's quite young at heart, like me, not old-fashioned or anything like that.
Simon.
I'm closest to my grandmother. My father I don't really get on with. We don't really see eye to eye about anything. My mother, I hardly ever see. She's too busy. My grandmother and I like doing the same things. We like watching TV and having a glass of wine together. We love playing cards. And I think emotionally I'm closer to her than I am to my parents, because she and I have a similar attitude to life. I think we both like people. We're quite outgoing, sociable and open.
Julia.
The person I'm closest to in my family, I think, would be my father.
We stay up late listening to music and talking a lot. What I like about him is that he's interesting and interested. He has a curiosity about life. We can talk about anything and everything. We have the same sense of humour, the same love of life. My friends all love him because he's such a good laugh. He doesn't care what people think of him, and I reckon that's great. He's pretty cool, my dad.
Tessa.
I think the person that I'm probably closest to is my sister. The thing I love about her is the way everyone knows her. It doesn't matter where we go, everyone says, "Hi Nina, how you doing?" I'm just her little sister, so people call me Baby Nina, but that's fine. We're so different. We have blazing rows. She's so hyperactive and loud, she can't sit still. She has to have people around her, and everyone loves her. In many ways, she drives me crazy. She just can't think straight. Me, I'm a lot quieter. I'm happy on my own, but we're so proud of each other.
Chris.
I'm closest to my twin, Nick. Obviously, we have so much in common. The same friends, the same football team, the same music. We go everywhere together. But we have amazing rows about everything. We're like chalk and cheese. I'm like my mum, calm and easygoing. Nick's like my dad, very bad-tempered. They fight like cat and dog. But things have changed between me and Nick now we're older. We appreciate each other more. The biggest difference is probably interests. I'm into all things history and politics, and Nick's interested in science and nature. But of course, we're a lot closer than just brothers and sisters. In a way, we're like one. I would trust him like I would trust no one else.
Tape script 6.9. In a department store. 1.
Morning.
Hello, I'd like to try on these shoes, please.
Certainly, sir. What size do you take?
9. That's 41, isn't it?
No. I think you'll find 43 would be more comfortable, sir.
2.
Have you got these football shorts for age 10 to 11?
I'm afraid that's all we have. We've sold out of that size.
Will you be getting any more in?
We should be getting a delivery by the end of the week.
3.
Do you have any sofas like this in stock?
No, madam. They all have to be ordered.
How long does delivery take?
It all depends, but on average about 8 weeks.
4.
Yes, madam?
I'd like this fruit bowl, please.
Certainly. Is it a present?
Yes, it is.
Would you like me to gift wrap it?
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you so much.
5.
I like this. How does it feel?
Really good. I love the colour, but the size is wrong. It doesn't fit me. It's too tight.
Shame, it really suits you. What's it made of?
Cashmere. It's so soft.
6.
Yes, sir?
I'll have this coffee maker, please.
Certainly. Have you got a store card?
No, just a debit card.
That's fine. PIN number, please? Keep your receipt. That's your guarantee.
How long is it guaranteed for?
For a year.
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright, Oxford University Press, 2009. CD2. Unit 7. Tape script 7.1. J.K. Rowling, author and billionaire. The early years.
Joanne Kathleen Rowling, author of the best-selling Harry Potter series of books, was born in 1965 near Bristol, England. Her birthday, July the 31st, is the same as her famous hero Harry Potter.
School days.
Joanne did well in school. Her favourite subjects were English and foreign languages, and she studied French at university. She graduated in 1986, and over the next few years had a variety of jobs. However, her passion was writing. She'd written her first story, Rabbit, about a rabbit with measles, aged 6.
Harry Potter is born.
She started writing the first Harry Potter book in 1990. The idea for Harry, a lonely 11-year-old orphan who is actually a wizard, came to Rowling while she was travelling by train between Manchester and London. Although she left England a short time after that to teach English in Portugal, she continued to write Harry's story. She returned to Britain in 1993 and settled in Scotland. After a brief marriage in Portugal, she was now divorced, with a baby, Jessica. It was a difficult time. She was out of work and depressed, but finally completed her first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It was published in Britain in 1997 and quickly became a hit with both children and adults.
J.K. Rowling today.
JKR has been writing Harry Potter books for nearly 20 years. She writes in longhand, and each book takes 1 year to complete. She has now completed the series of 7 Harry Potter books. The last book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, came out in July 2007. Her books have won numerous awards, including Children's Book of the Year. She married her second husband, Dr. Neil Murray, in 2001, and has since had 2 more children, a boy, David, born in 2003, and a girl, Mackenzie, born in 2005.
Fans all over the world.
The books have been translated into over 60 languages, and over 300 million copies have been sold worldwide. The first 6 books have been made into films. She has become the highest-earning woman in Britain, richer than the Queen. She has made over £600 million, more than $1 billion. This makes her the first person ever to have become a billionaire from writing books.
Tape script 7.2. 1.
Where and when was she born?
She was born near Bristol, in England, in 1965.
2.
When did she write her first story? What was it about?
She wrote her first story when she was 6. It was about a rabbit with measles.
3.
What was she doing when she had the idea for Harry Potter?
She was travelling by train between Manchester and London.
4.
Where did she teach English?
In Portugal.
5.
When was the first Harry Potter book published?
In 1997.
6.
How long has she been writing the books?
For nearly 20 years.
7.
How many has she written?
7.
8.
How many children has she had?
3.
9.
How many books have been sold?
Over 300 million copies.
10.
Which books have been made into films?
The first 6.
11.
How much money has she made?
She's made over £600 million.
12.
How many authors have become billionaires?
Only one. Her.
Tape script 7.3. Jack, age 10, talks about Harry Potter.
So, Jack, I know you love Harry Potter. How long have you been a fan of the books?
I think since I was about 5, but I was so small I couldn't read yet, and my mum read them to me.
How many of the books have you read?
I've read them all. Well, not all exactly.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't like Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, so I didn't finish it.
Ah. Which did you like best?
I liked all the others, but not that one. It was too samey. It was boring because it was just like the one before.
Have you seen any of the Harry Potter films?
Yes, I have.
Which have you seen?
I've seen them all, every one.
And did you like them all?
Yes, I did. I thought they were fantastic. But my brother didn't. He got scared. He didn't like the Chamber of Secrets, the bit where the basilisk attacked.
The what?
The basilisk. It's kind of a huge snake, and it attacked Harry Potter.
Oh, I bet a lot of children were frightened by it.
I wasn't.
Jack, have you any idea how many Harry Potter books have been sold in the world?
I don't know. Millions? Maybe 20 million?
Not quite. It's 300 million.
300 million? Wow, that's a lot of books.
And what do you know about the author?
I know it's J.K. Rowling, and she's got 2 children. I wonder if they've read their mum's books.
She has 3 children, actually. Have a lot of your friends read the books?
Yes, every single one.
What? All your friends?
Yeah, definitely. All of them.
That's amazing. Now, I know as well as Harry Potter you have another passion.
Yeah, football. I'm a big Blackburn Rovers fan. They're brilliant.
Are they? And how long have you been playing football?
Since I could walk. I'd rather play football than do anything else in the world.
So if I asked you, what would you rather do this afternoon? Read a Harry Potter or play football?
You know the answer.
Tape script 7.4. Discussing grammar. 1,
His plane took off a few minutes ago.
2,
The president has resigned and a new president has been elected.
3,
I've been working in Dubai since last March. When did you arrive?
4,
How many emails have you sent?
5,
What have you been doing in the bathroom? You've been in there for ages.
6,
A huge snowstorm has hit New York. Over 40 centimetres of snow has fallen in the past 12 hours. People have been advised to stay at home.
Tape script 7.5. Calvin Klein, a passion for fashion.
How long has Calvin Klein been interested in fashion?
Oh, since he was about 14. When he was a teenager, he spent hours sketching women's suits and dresses.
What different kinds of clothes has he designed in his career?
He's designed sportswear and underwear, but he's possibly most famous for his jeans, which always have his name on the back pocket.
How many times has he been married and divorced?
He's been married twice and divorced twice. His first wife was Jane Center. He met her when they were both fashion students. His second wife was Kelly Rector. She was a rich New York socialite and photographer.
How many children does he have?
Just one, a daughter, Marcy, who is now a successful television producer.
How many awards has he won?
He's won 7 fashion awards altogether. He made history because he won awards for both men's and women's fashions in the same year.
How long has he been making his own perfumes?
He's been making Calvin Klein perfumes since the late 80s.
What are they called?
His first were called Obsession and Eternity. His most recent is called Euphoria. His others include Truth and Crave, which was designed for men.
Which famous people has he worked with and designed for?
He's worked with the model Kate Moss and designed clothes for many stars, including Julia Roberts, Gwyneth Paltrow and Helen Hunt. He's also worked with Brooke Shields, who, aged 15, modelled his jeans with the famous line, "Nothing comes between me and my Calvins."
How long has he been selling cosmetics?
Since the 1990s. These are only sold in the best department stores, such as Harrods in London and Bloomingdale's in New York.
Tape script 7.6. Spoken English. 1.
How long are you here for?
4 more days. We came 2 days ago.
2.
How long have you been here?
Since Monday.
3.
How long are you here for?
Until Friday. We're leaving Friday morning.
4.
How long have you been here?
Over half an hour. Where have you been?
5.
How long are you here for?
We're staying a month altogether.
Tape script 7.7. Things I'm passionate about. Julia.
I'm really passionate about playing tennis. I've been playing nearly 20 years. I was about 7 or 8 when I started having lessons, and I had a fantastic teacher. I think that's why I still love it. She was passionate about the sport, and that influenced me. I've played in competitions, mainly when I was at school. I still do sometimes. I enjoy it, I think, because it's a very psychological game. I mean, if you're playing badly, you have to push yourself to continue. It's a challenge not to give up. It's also a very sociable sport. I've made lots of friends playing doubles, and it's a game that doesn't have to be expensive. Anyone can play. All you need is a tennis racket. You don't need expensive clothing or equipment like you do for skiing, and it's a fantastic way to keep fit all year round. There's only about 3 months that you can't play. When I lived in Australia, I played every week of the year. I adored that. It was brilliant.
Paul.
My passion at the moment is horse riding. It's strange to hear myself say that because I've only been doing it about a year, and I never imagined I'd be so keen on it. It all happened because I was talking to someone who rode horses, and I said that stupid thing people often say, "Oh, I've always wanted to do that." And she said, "Why don't you then?" And I thought, why not? I've always liked horses. They're so big and powerful, but so beautiful when you see them racing round a field or on a track. It amazes me that they let people ride on their backs. Riding is very physically demanding because your body has to be in harmony. It has to move with the horse, but it keeps you fit. Of course, I have fallen off a few times, but it seems that the more you fall, the less it hurts. Also, you have to try and understand your horse. They have moods. You never quite know what a ride is going to be like. A horse you had a fantastic ride on one week can be slow and miserable the next week. I really like that about horses. They have personalities.
Andrew.
I'm passionate about poetry. I studied English literature at university, but it wasn't until after I graduated that I really got into poetry, and I started writing some myself. And I met some other people who wrote poetry, and I heard them read it aloud, and that was amazing. I felt the power of the words. The thing I like so much about it is that you can say so much with just a few words. So little means a lot. Each word, each noun, adjective, preposition has to work hard. There's a poem by Simon Armitage called To His Lost Lover. It's a poem of regret about not saying the things you should have said in a relationship. It has it all for me. Poetry's all about saying what often goes unsaid and with passion. It can be such a help in your life. If you feel tired or depressed, you can always find a poem that will help. It can be short or long. It doesn't matter.
James.
The thing I'm passionate about, and this may surprise many people, is, British weather. I know lots of people can't stand our weather. They complain about it all the time, but I love it. You see, when I was a child, My family lived in California for 5 years, and we had about 365 days of sunshine every year. It was so boring. I was 10 when we came back to England, and I just loved all the changes in the weather. Here you really appreciate the sunshine, and you notice the seasons. For me, one of nature's miracles is after a long, hot, sunny day, there's a thunderstorm or a downpour of rain, and you go out in the garden and you can smell the freshness in the air. The world has been washed clean and bright. It's magic. And you know, it's a myth that it rains all the time. It doesn't. Anyway, it's the rain that gives us our green fields. You know that joke, if you don't like English weather, wait 10 minutes. That's why it's interesting.
Harriet.
Something I feel really passionately about is fox hunting. My grandmother, mother, and uncles have always been keen on hunting, and I started when I was about 6. We hunt up in the Welsh mountains. We go out from about 11 a.m. and we don't get back till after dark. And the thing I love best about it is that you are away from everything and everyone, up in the hills, and you work together with horses and dogs. And if you're following a clever fox, you can see him working out how to lose the dogs. He knows the countryside so well, where the holes are, where to hide. Where we hunt in Wales, it's a sheep farming area, so the farmers contact us if they have a problem with a fox. We only hunt on their land if we are asked. I don't hunt so much now because the laws have changed.
Tape script 7.8. Music of English.
How fantastic!
Absolutely.
Did you?
What a pity.
Tape script 7.9. Pleasure.
That's great!
Lovely.
Agreement.
Definitely.
Fair enough.
Fine.
Surprise.
You didn't.
You did what?
Sympathy.
That's a shame.
That's too bad.
Bad luck.
Tape script 7.10.
My grandfather hasn't been too well lately.
Oh, dear.
He's 79. Don't you think at his age he should slow down a bit?
Absolutely.
But he won't listen to me. He says he wants to enjoy his life to the full.
Well, fair enough.
Last summer, he went on a 2-week cycling holiday in France.
You're kidding.
We're going to give him a big party for his 80th birthday.
That's great.
But before that, I'm going to have a word with him and tell him to take things more easy.
Good for you.
Tape script 7.11. 1.
My boyfriend's just asked me to marry him.
Did he? How fantastic! Did you say yes?
2.
Will spaghetti bolognese be okay for dinner?
Of course. That's great. It's one of my favourites.
3.
There's a strike at the airport, so my holiday's been cancelled.
Oh dear, that's a shame. Will you get your money back?
4.
I failed my driving test again.
You didn't. That's too bad. Better luck next time.
5.
We're expecting a baby.
Are you? Congratulations. When's it due?
6.
So you think I should save to buy a car, not borrow the money?
Definitely. You've already got too many debts.
7.
I told him I never wanted to see him again.
You're kidding! What a pity. I always thought the two of you were so good together.
Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD2. Unit 8. Tape script 8.1. Don't worry, Mum. 1.
Hey there. Just a quick email to say, Mum, please don't freak out about the photos. It looks much worse than it was. I don't remember anyone taking the pics, and I've no idea who posted them on my Facebook website. I know you'll hate to hear this, but yes, I'd had a drink or two, but it was pitch black dark and I was trying to climb up to the top bunk bed. Unfortunately, my head hit the corner of the bed before I did. A metal bunk bed. Anyway, a scream of pain and lots of blood later. Ooh, and I forgot to mention the ambulance ride to hospital. But now I'm fine. It's impossible to see the scar on my head. I didn't want to say anything at the time for obvious reasons. Sorry if it shocked you. Speak soon. Lots of love from hot, sweaty, rainy Cairns. Miss you and love you so much. Kate.
2.
Hey, Ma. Must be quick 'cause late. Just feel I need to warn you. I met some awesome Aussies last night. They're planning to go to London next month. I said I was sure you'd like to meet them, so I gave them your number. I hope you don't mind putting them up for a few nights. They're all good guys. Can't remember their names, but I know you'll make them feel at home. They're looking forward to meeting you. Hope to speak to you soon. Dan.
Three.
Hello, Mum, Dad and Izzy. Had a great time yesterday. We went piranha fishing on the Amazon in a canoe. Victor told us to throw bits of meat into the water to attract the fish, but we didn't manage to catch anything. We stopped to camp on the banks in the evening and really enjoyed watching the sunset and swimming in the dark. Unfortunately, we'd forgotten to bring a torch, so we're lucky to escape from the crocodile. Love to all, William.
4.
Dear parents, last night we arrived at the most fantastic hotel in Arequipa, Peru. It's great to be in a room with an ensuite bathroom. We expected to have a good night's sleep, but woke when an earthquake struck about 2 a.m. Panic not, Mother. You'll be pleased to hear that no one was hurt. We fell asleep again shortly after, and everyone felt fine in the morning, despite the holes in the walls and ceilings. We're thinking of staying here 2 more days. I'll let you know our plans. Lots of love, Sally. Kiss.
Tape script 8.2. 1.
When we saw the photos, we couldn't help feeling worried.
2.
The photos made it look worse than it really was.
3.
Your friends must promise to keep their room tidy.
4.
It's really kind of you to let them stay.
5.
Did Victor help you escape from the crocodile?
6.
He warned us not to go swimming.
7.
We couldn't help feeling a bit scared.
8.
Have you decided to come home yet?
Tape script 8.3. Phoning home.
Kate, it's so good to hear from you. Are you okay?
Oh, Mum, I'm really sorry for worrying you so much. I really didn't mean to.
We opened our emails and we were so delighted to see all your photos, and then we saw that one.
I didn't want my friends to post it on Facebook. I asked them not to.
But Kate, all that blood. And you went to hospital. We couldn't help feeling worried.
I know, but honestly, Mum, my friends made me go to the hospital. I really didn't need to.
How is your head now?
Absolutely fine, honestly. I'll email you some more photos and you can see for yourself.
OK. Don't forget to.
I'll call again soon, and I promise to text regularly.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Tape script 8.4. Spoken English. 1.
Did you post my letter?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to.
2.
I can't go out with you this evening. Sorry.
Oh, but you promised to.
3.
Why did you email your mother again?
Because she asked me to.
4.
Do you think you'll apply for that job?
Yes, I've definitely decided to.
5.
Are you taking your brother to the airport?
Well, I offered to, but he said he didn't want me to.
Tape script 8.5. Fears and phobias. 1. Jodie.
I have a really unusual phobia. It began when I was a little girl. I was staying with my grandmother and she asked me to go upstairs and get her cardigan. I opened the cupboard and saw this big, dark green cardigan with huge black buttons hanging there. I was terrified. I started screaming. My grandmother rushed upstairs and finally managed to calm me down. But from then on it was a problem. It was the buttons. All buttons made me feel uncomfortable. It's difficult for me to buy clothes. I try to find skirts and trousers with just belts and zips, but it's not easy. About a year ago, a button came off a colleague's jacket at work, and I had a panic attack. I've decided to see a psychotherapist, but I'm embarrassed to say I'm scared of buttons. It sounds silly.
2. Gavin.
I'm not sure what first started my phobia, but my dad used to go fishing, and afterwards I didn't like watching him cleaning the fish in the kitchen sink. Then, when I was about 7, I started feeling afraid when I saw him coming home with a fish. He had to stop catching it. As I grew up, the problem got worse and worse. I couldn't go into supermarkets. The sight of fish made me feel sick. When I started going out with my wife, I had to ask her never to eat fish. I didn't go to restaurants because once I saw someone eating an oyster and I had a panic attack. I can only eat in hamburger bars now. It makes life very difficult for my whole family. I've started to see a psychologist, but I haven't succeeded in conquering my phobia yet.
3. Melissa.
I'm 13 years old, and I've been terrified of balloons since I was 5. I was trying to blow one up, and it popped in my face. I can remember feeling the rubber on my skin. Ooh, it was awful. My friends don't understand. They enjoy chasing me around with blown-up balloons because they think it's fun to see me cry. Last time we were in the school playground and I had a panic attack. At first they refused to believe me and they didn't get the teacher, but then they saw how bad it was. I was having difficulty breathing and they got frightened. The worst thing is that I can't go to parties. If I do, I have to ask them not to have balloons. I can't imagine ever blowing one up. I can't even look at them on TV. I start to shake. I want to see somebody about it. My teacher says I have to.
Tape script 8.6. The psychologist's view.
Human beings are programmed to be afraid of things that can hurt them. Show a baby a picture of a snake or a big poisonous spider and the baby will show fear. It's in our DNA. We're all afraid of some things and that's good. But a phobia causes absolute terror, with physical symptoms such as a racing heart, sickness and panic attacks. Phobias are usually the result of a bad experience. For example, a car crash can cause a fear of driving. But it's often just fear of ordinary things like balloons or a particular food. Some people are more likely to get phobias than others. It's in their genes. My job is to train people to conquer their phobia. First, we just talk about it and help the patient relax. Then we might show just a picture or cartoon of their phobia. After that, we sometimes show a film. And finally, we ask them to touch the object. In this way, phobias can normally be treated in just 3 or 4 sessions.
Tape script 8.7. 1.
The cat got up the tree easily enough, but I had to climb a ladder to get her down.
2.
Daniel, stop staring out of the window and get on with your work.
3.
Since you whistled that tune, I can't get it out of my head.
4.
I hate it when my Aunt Mary hugs me tight. She wears this disgusting perfume and I smell of it afterwards.
5.
Bob's hopeless at all sports. He can't even kick a football.
6.
You'd better lick your ice cream. It's melting.
7.
Do people kneel down to pray in all religions?
8.
I keep trying to stop biting my nails, but I can't. It's a terrible habit.
9.
I'm terrified of blowing up balloons in case they go pop.
10.
Don't scratch that insect bite. You'll get an infection.
11.
By the end of the concert, we were all clapping our hands to the music.
12.
The tourist guide pointed at a place on the map.
13.
My dad's useless at doing DIY. He can't even hit a nail with a hammer.
14.
My 2-year-old nephew is so cute. He loves marching up and down like a soldier.
Tape script 8.8. Travel and numbers.
15.
50.
406.
72.
178.
90.
19.
850.
1520.
17.5.
36.
247.
5,000.
180,575.
2 million.
Tape script 8.9. 1.
What time does the train leave?
13:45.
2.
How far is it to Moscow?
1,915 kilometres.
3.
How long's the flight?
About 1.5 hours.
4.
How much does it cost?
£34.99.
5.
What's your credit card number?
6356 5055 5137 9904.
6.
What's the expiry date?
0214.
7.
How much does it weigh?
27 kilos.
8.
What's your mobile number?
07700 984 361.
9.
What's the rate of VAT?
17.5%.
Tape script 8.10.
Good morning. Where are you flying to?
Dubai.
And how many bags do you want to check in?
Just this one.
Fine. Put it on the scales, please. Oh dear.
What's the matter?
I'm afraid it's overweight. It's nearly 30 kilos, and you're only allowed 23.
What can I do?
Well, you can pay for excess baggage. The rate is, £18.75. That's $37 per kilo.
So, 7 times £18.75, that's,
That's £131.25 or $259.
Goodness, that's a fortune. But I'll just have to pay it.
OK. And just the one piece of hand luggage?
Yes, just this bag.
That's fine. Here's your boarding pass. You're boarding from gate 6 at 9:20. The gate will be open 45 minutes before the flight. Have a good journey.
Thank you.
Tape script 8.11.
Good morning, Transport Direct. Can I help you?
Oh, yes. I was trying to book rail tickets online and it didn't work.
That's okay. Where and when do you want to travel?
I want to go from London King's Cross to Edinburgh on the 13th of March.
March the 30th?
No, March the 13th. I want to go on the 13th and return on the 30th.
OK. The 13th to the 30th. So you want a return ticket. And do you want to travel in the morning or the afternoon?
Well, I want to travel up mid-morning if possible, but I'd like to come back on an evening train.
Right. There's a train at 10:30 a.m. It arrives in Edinburgh at 14:53.
Sounds good. And returning?
For the return, there's one at 1900, arrives back in London just after midnight.
Is there an earlier one?
There's the 17:30. It arrives back in London at 22:28.
That sounds perfect. I'll go for that. How much is that?
It's a saver return, so that's £98.20. Is that okay?
Fine.
Can you give me your credit card details?
Yes, it's a Visa card. The name on the card is Mr. K. Farnham. The number is 0494 7865 4562 1320.
The expiry date?
0512.
And your address?
15 Kingston Road.
Did you say 50?
No, 15. 15 Kingston Road.
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Saws, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD 3. Unit 9. Tape script 9.1. Billy's story. Speaker 1.
I'd organise a school day which tried to educate everyone about bullying. And I'd invite social workers, police and psychologists.
Speaker 2.
I'd get my dad to speak to those... Ugh! If I was older, I'd speak to them myself.
Speaker 3.
I'd ask Billy to try to understand the bullies. I'd get all the parents to meet together.
Speaker 4.
I'd move house so we could change his school and start again somewhere new.
Speaker 5.
I'd get really angry and bang the bullies' heads together.
Speaker 6.
I'd run away.
Tape script 9.2.
If they'd listened to him,
They'd have understood.
If his father had stayed, Billy might have felt happier.
If he'd talked to us, we could have helped him.
He should have come to us a long time ago.
Tape script 9.3. 1,
If they'd understood, he wouldn't have run away.
2,
If he'd gone to kid care, he could have talked about his problems.
3,
If he hadn't left, Billy might have felt more secure.
4,
If they hadn't threatened him, he wouldn't have run away.
Tape script 9.4. You're an idiot. 1,
I went walking in the mountains for 3 days with no food or equipment.
You're an idiot. You could have died. You could have starved to death or died of cold.
2,
I didn't feel like going to work, so I phoned in sick. I went shopping instead.
You're such an idiot. Your boss might have seen you. You could have got the sack.
3,
I had a temperature of 102, but I went out dancing all night.
That's so stupid. You could have been really ill. You should have gone to bed.
4,
I told Sally I couldn't see her, then went out to the pub with Danielle.
That was a really dumb thing to do. Sally might have seen you in the pub.
5,
I used to be really good at tennis. I was an under-14 champion. But then I gave it all up.
That's such a shame. You might have been a champion. You might even have won Wimbledon.
Tape script 9.5. A social conscience. 1,
I was in the bank the other day and waiting in a queue. I just reached the front of the queue when this guy jumped in front of me and said, I just need to ask a quick question. I wasn't very happy, and I hate making a scene, so I let him. But then it started taking ages. He looked back at me and grinned. He was so pleased with himself, and I was just furious. What could I do? I said nothing.
2,
I was in the park, right, and there was this woman with 3 kids. She'd obviously had a bad day, yeah? She'd just been shouting at the kids for messing around. One of the kids, the eldest boy, about 8, bumped into his little sister and knocked her over. The mother turned on this kid, the boy, and she hit him really hard. I went over to her and told her to stop. She told me to mind my own business and said some very rude words and stormed off, screaming at the poor boy. He was just a kid.
3,
My neighbour always lets his dog do his, business right by my front door, and I always clean it up day after day because it just stinks. So the other day I asked him if he could get his dog to do its business somewhere else, or could he pick it up because I didn't like it right by my front door. He was absolutely horrible and said he'd put it in my letterbox from now on. So I suppose I'll just carry on picking it up. What else can I do?
4,
I was on the bus the other day. There was just me and a couple of kids. These 2 kids had their feet on the seat in front of them, so I asked them to put their feet down. These kids, they must have been about 16 or 17, came over to me, pushed me onto the floor, and started kicking me. I've got bruises everywhere. I've only just been able to walk again.
5,
I was walking down the street coming home from work about 10 at night. It was dark and this guy jumped out of nowhere and said, "Give me your wallet and phone." He had a knife, which he had right up against my nose. I didn't say anything. I was just terrified. I thought he was going to kill me. I just handed over both and he ran away. I was trembling for 10 minutes. I couldn't move. I've never been so frightened in all my life.
Tape script 9.6. Spoken English. 1,
Alice isn't here. She's just gone.
2,
I'm sorry I'm in a bad mood. I'm just tired, that's all.
3,
I just love your new coat.
4,
I've just finished the most wonderful book. You must read it.
5,
I don't want any wine, just a glass of water, please.
6,
John's so generous. I think he's just amazing.
7,
Who's coming tonight?
Just me?
8,
Hold on a minute. I'm just going to the loo.
Tape script 9.7. Dealing with money. 1,
Here's your bill.
Thank you. Is service included?
No, it isn't. I hope you enjoyed your meal.
2,
How much is a standard room?
£55 per night.
Does that include everything?
3,
I'll pay for the tickets with my MasterCard.
Can you give me your number?
4,
Could you give me the balance on my account?
Sure. Tell me your account number.
5,
Can I have a gin and tonic and 2 glasses of white wine, please?
Sure. That's £14.50.
Thank you.
And here's your change, 50p.
Tape script 9.8. 1,
Here's your bill.
Thank you. Is service included?
No, it isn't. I hope you enjoyed your meal.
It was lovely, thank you.
Can you put in your PIN number and then press enter? And here's your card and your receipt.
Thanks. That's for you.
That's very kind of you. I hope to see you again soon.
Bye.
2,
How much is a standard room?
£55 per night.
Does that include everything?
That includes the room for 2 people, but it doesn't include breakfast.
That's extra, is it?
Yes, I'm afraid it is. But the £55 does include VAT.
3,
I'll pay for the tickets with my MasterCard.
Can you give me your number?
5484 6922 3171 2435.
What's the expiry date?
0912
And the start date?
1007
And the 3-digit security number on the back?
721.
4,
Could you give me the balance on my account?
Sure. Tell me your account number.
4033 2614 7900.
Bear with me one moment. The current cleared balance on that account is £542.53 in credit.
5,
Can I have a gin and tonic and 2 glasses of white wine, please?
Sure. That's £14.50.
Thank you.
And here's your change, 50p.
Thanks. How much did I give you? I think you've made a mistake.
Sorry?
I think you must have made a mistake. I gave you £20, but you've given me change for 15.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'm pretty sure I gave you a £20 note.
Oh, did you? Ah, sorry about that. Here you are.
Thanks.
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD3. Unit 10. Tape script 10.1. The first computer.
Charles Babbage, 1791 to 1871,
was a scientist and an engineer. He had the idea for the first programmable computer. He wanted to build a machine that could do calculations without making the mistakes that human computers made. He designed a machine called the Difference Engine, and the British government provided funds. The machine was never completed because Babbage ran out of money. In 1991, a team of engineers from the Science Museum in London built one of Babbage's machines using his original designs, and it worked perfectly.
Tape script 10.2. Speaking. 1,
Where did you have lunch today?
2,
Where's your mother at the moment?
3,
Do you prefer tea or coffee?
4,
What's the name of the river in London?
5,
Have you got a pet? What's its name?
6,
What's your father's job?
7,
How do you get to school?
8,
What's the name of the Christian holy book? And the Islamic holy book?
9,
Who's sitting nearest the window? Next to the teacher?
10.
Where are you going after the lesson?
Tape script 10.3. It's or its. 1,
Living in London has its disadvantages.
2,
To start with, there's a lot of traffic.
3,
Londoners like their parks and open spaces.
4,
For them, it's important to escape from busy city life.
5,
London's full of kids, and they're always on the move.
6,
The grown-ups have got their parts of town, and the kids have got theirs.
Tape script 10.4. What do you do on the net? 1, Tom.
I go onto websites about sport. I'm into skateboarding, so I go onto skateboarding websites. I watch a lot of skateboarding videos on YouTube. I go on things like MySpace, where I can talk to friends from school. If I'm doing schoolwork, I use Google and Wikipedia, which can be really useful. And BBC Bitesize helps with revision, and there are tests so you can practice. I do quite a lot of shopping, clothes, shoes and stuff. I go to Amazon for DVDs, games, CDs, and eBay for all sorts of things. I'm trying to buy some tickets for a gig on eBay. I'm also selling some of my old stuff on it.
2, Monica.
I use the net mainly for Facebook. You post a photo and a profile of yourself. You can say what you want. Biography, hobbies, interests, music, films. You control who can see your profile. Other people search for friends, people who share common interests. When you identify someone on the site you'd like to meet, you can ask to become a friend. I also use the net to look for jobs and flats and to see what's on at the weekend.
3, Justin.
I use internet banking. It's good because I can get my balance any time of day or night. I can transfer money instantly. So I like paying bills online. I just log on to my bank and click on Pay Now, and the bill is paid immediately. Easy. I'm into American baseball, so I watch live baseball games from the US. And, what else? I book restaurants, cinema tickets, holidays. Oh, I get traffic reports too. Oh, yes, I do nearly all my shopping online. I do my weekly supermarket shop, and it's all delivered. Clothes, birthday presents, Christmas presents, books, music, the lot.
Four. Daisy.
I don't like reading on screen, and I don't like watching DVDs either. But I do use the net for three things. I email a lot with Hotmail. I get the news every day on the Guardian website, and I also check the weather every day. I get up in the morning and get a weather forecast for my town for early morning, mid-morning, early afternoon and evening. Then, and only then, I get dressed.
5. David.
I've gone onto a website called Friends Reunited, and I've met up with people from my school days. And I've researched my family history and traced my ancestors back over 200 years. I'm retired, so I have lots of time to do these things. I like to keep up my languages, so I watch the news in Spanish and in French too. And I download music onto my MP3 player. And I update my satellite navigation system as well.
Tape script 10.5. Architecture old and new. 1.
The new station handles 50 million passengers a year.
2.
Eurostar travels at 300 kilometres per hour or 186 miles per hour.
3.
6,000 men built the original station.
4.
The roof is 240 feet or 75 metres wide.
5.
The new station opened in the 21st century.
6.
A Eurostar train is a quarter of a mile or 400 metres long.
7.
The Champagne Bar is 300 feet long.
8.
The Midland Grand Hotel opened in 1873.
9.
It closed in 1935.
10.
The statue The Meeting is 9 metres tall and weighs 20 tons.
Tape script 10.6.
Sunglasses. Sun cream. Sunset.
Credit card. Birthday card. Business card.
Tea bag. Teacup. Tea time.
Briefcase. Suitcase. Bookcase.
Tape script 10.7. I need one of those things. 1.
I need one of those things you use when you want to open a bottle of wine. You know, you pull and it goes...
2.
I'm looking for some of that stuff you use when you want to clean between your teeth. It's like string. It's white. You use it like this.
3.
They're long and thin, and the Chinese use them to pick up food.
4.
It's made of plastic and it's used for killing flies. Splat, sploof.
5.
They're things you use when you're cooking and you want to pick up something that's hot.
Tape script 10.8.
I need one of those things you use to open a bottle of wine.
I'm looking for some of that stuff you use when you want to clean between your teeth.
They're long and thin, and the Chinese use them to pick up food.
Tape script 10.9. 1.
It's one of those things you use in the kitchen. You use it to do the washing up.
2.
It's long and thin and sharp at one end. Usually you have two, one in each hand. You can make things out of wool with them.
3.
It looks like a mobile phone. It has buttons you push, but you use it to change channels on the TV.
4.
It's the stuff you wash clothes with. You put it in the washing machine. It's a powder. It smells...
5.
It's used for sticking things on the wall, like pictures or posters. It's soft and sticky.
6.
They're made of metal. You can use them to stick things on the wall, but they're sharp. They make a hole. You use them on a notice board.
7.
It's a kind of ruler. You use it to measure things that are very long, like a room. It's made of metal usually.
8.
It's something you use when you're traveling. You put it on your suitcase so no one can get into it. You have a key to open it, to take it off.
9.
You know, it's got a round metal bit at one end and the other end is made of glass. You put it in a lamp to make light.
Tape script 10.10. 1.
It's one of those things you use in the kitchen.
2.
It's long and thin and sharp at one end.
3.
It looks like a mobile phone.
4.
It's the stuff you wash clothes with.
5.
It's used for sticking things on the wall.
6.
They're made of metal.
7.
It's a kind of ruler.
8.
It's something you use when you're traveling.
9.
You know, it's got a round metal bit at one end.
Tape script 10.11. Conversation 1.
Yes, madam. How can I help you?
I'm looking for a thing you use in the house.
Yes. Now, what do you do with it exactly?
Well, it's not one thing, it's two things. And they're usually made of plastic. You know, if you make a mess, like you drop bread or smash a glass, and there are bits all over the floor.
And you need to pick them up?
Yes! You go like this. Shoop, 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 shoop.
What you're talking about is...
Conversation 2.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes. I don't know how you say this in English. I'm looking for a thing you use in the kitchen.
Okay.
It's like a thing with, holes.
Uh-huh. What's it for?
Well, it's for cheese or vegetables like carrots.
And what do you do with it?
If you don't want a big piece of cheese or a whole carrot, but you want little pieces, you can push, you can move. I don't know how you say it. Like this.
Ah, okay. What you mean is...
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Sauls, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD3. Unit 11, Tape Script 11.1. Optical Illusions.
How many colours can you see?
3, if you don't include white. Green, pink and red.
No, look again. There's only 2. Pink and green. When the pink's next to the green, it looks red.
Really? I don't think so. They can't be the same colour. Well, maybe. What about this one, the girl? That must be a candlestick in front of her face.
Yes, you can see one girl behind a candlestick or 2 girls looking at each other.
Oh, yes! Amazing! 3 girls then. And that one, it looks like a man playing the saxophone.
Or another girl. Look, in the shadows.
Oh, yes! I can see her now. She's wearing a hat and lipstick.
Do you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see any more people?
Yes, that looks like someone wearing glasses. And that one is an old lady. And I'm not sure, but I think she might be wearing a feather in her hat.
I can also see a young lady with a feather and a fur coat. And I can see the word liar.
Really? I can't see either of those.
OK, try this. Count the legs on that elephant.
1, 2, 3. It can't have 5 legs. That's a clever drawing. So is that one. It could be a duck or a rabbit. It depends how you look at it.
The square looks strange, don't you think?
Yeah, it looks wobbly, like a jelly.
But the lines are all straight and parallel.
No, they can't be.
Well, they are. If you look line by line, you'll see.
I suppose. The dots must be creating the illusion.
And the last one. Which line's longer?
Well, the one on the left must be longer.
Get your ruler and measure.
Oh, they're the same size. Of course, I should have known.
Interesting, isn't it? The tricks your eyes can play.
Tape Script 11.2. Fact or fiction? 1.
Lightning never strikes in the same place twice.
This is completely untrue. Lightning often strikes in the same place over and over again. High trees, tall buildings, mountain tops. In fact, the purpose of lightning conductors is to be struck time and time again.
2.
Hurricanes always have ladies' names.
This used to be true. From 1953 to 1979, only female names were used, but now both men's and women's names are used. One name for each letter of the alphabet. The same lists are reused every 6 years. These are the first 6 names for 2012. Alberto, Beryl, Chris, Debbie, Ernesto, Florence.
3.
Women have a higher pain threshold than men.
Some research suggests the opposite, but most people still believe this to be true, because women have to give birth. We will never know how men would cope with this experience.
4.
The sea is blue because it reflects the sky.
This is true in a way. The white light from the sun is a mixture of all the colours of the rainbow, but the air reflects blue light more than other colours, so we see a blue sky. Then, when the sky is brilliant blue, the sea is also, because the water reflects the blue of the sky.
5.
A penny dropped from a skyscraper can kill a person.
Not true. It might give you a cut or a bruise, but it's not likely to kill you.
6.
Hair and nails continue to grow after death.
Not true. This is an optical illusion. After death, the body quickly dehydrates and the skin shrinks, which gives the illusion that both nails and hair are still growing.
7.
Birds are bird-brained and stupid.
Not true. Some birds are the cleverest animals known to science. For example, crows are smarter than chimpanzees. And some parrots don't just mimic, but understand human speech.
8.
No two snowflakes are the same.
This could be true. No one has yet found two identical snowflakes. But out of all the zillions that fall, it is likely that two may be the same.
9.
Bats are blind.
Not true. Bats have excellent eyesight. People think they must be blind because they have a sound radar, which means they can hunt insects at night. But it doesn't mean that they can't see.
Tape script 11.3. 1.
I think I've lost my passport.
You must be very worried.
2.
Your phone's ringing.
It might be Jane.
3.
Paul's taking his umbrella.
It must be raining.
4.
Harry and Sally never go on holiday.
They can't have much money.
5.
Hannah's not in class.
She could be in the coffee bar.
6.
Look! 3 fire engines!
There must be a fire somewhere.
7.
Tom hasn't seen Zoe for ages.
They can't be going out together anymore.
8.
Whose jacket is this?
It might be John's.
9.
You got top marks in the test.
You must be joking.
Tape script 11.4. What are they talking about? 1.
A glass of white wine and a mineral water, please.
Still or sparkling?
Sparkling, please.
Do you want ice and lemon with that?
Just ice, thanks. How much is that?
2.
I can't believe it. My screen's frozen again.
Unplug it and take the battery out. Then start it up again. That sometimes works for me.
OK, here goes.
3.
So how did it go?
Not too bad, thanks.
Were you very nervous?
Yeah, but I tried not to show it.
Oh, when will you hear?
In a couple of days. They said they'd phone me at the end of the week and let me know if I'd got it.
4.
Have you any idea what to get them?
Not really, but it should be something special.
Yeah, 25 years is a long time.
It would be nice to get something silver.
Yeah. Why don't we club together and get something from both of us? Then we can afford something really nice.
Good idea. Mum and Dad would love that.
5.
Do you come here a lot?
What?
I said, do you often come here?
Yeah, me and my friends come every Saturday night. This your first time?
Yeah, here. We usually go clubbing at the Zanzibar.
Wow, I've heard that Zanzibar's legend.
Yeah. How'd you like to try it with me next Saturday?
Tape script 11.5. What on earth has happened?
Hello? Oh, hi, Christina. What on earth's wrong? Tell me. Oh, no. That's terrible. When? Oh, they must have known no one was at home. What did they take? Had you saved everything? Thank goodness. What else is missing? Oh, not your camera. Well, at least you still have your photos. Oh, and Ella's expensive leather jacket. Does she know? Oh, she's going to get such a shock when she gets back. And she's got her final exams soon. Yeah, that's good. I know she always takes it with her to lectures. Have you called the police? Good. Have they any idea who might have done it? So it wasn't just your flat then? Is there much mess? Did they ransack the place? Oh, how awful. Your lovely clothes. Did they take any of them? Yes, of course. And anyway, it must be really difficult to see exactly what's missing. Look, Christina, you're obviously really upset. I'm coming round. I'll help you tidy up. I'll be there in 15 minutes.
Tape script 11.6.
Hello?
Rachel, it's me, Christina. Something dreadful's happened.
Oh, hi, Christina. What on earth's wrong? Tell me.
My flat's just been burgled.
Oh, no. That's terrible. When?
Well, I discovered it when I came in from work 2 hours ago. The door was wide open.
Oh, they must have known no one was at home. What did they take?
My laptop, of course, with all my work and my photos on it.
Had you saved everything?
Yes, fortunately, I'd put my work and most of my photos on CD.
Thank goodness. What else is missing?
My camera, and a whole load of Ella's jewellery, and her new leather jacket.
Oh, not your camera. Well, at least you still have your photos. Oh, and Ella's expensive leather jacket. Does she know?
No, she doesn't. She's not back from college yet.
Oh, she's going to get such a shock when she gets back. And she's got her final exams soon.
I know. But at least she had her laptop with her, so they didn't get that.
Yeah, that's good. I know she always takes it with her to lectures. Have you called the police?
Oh, yes. They're here now.
Good. Have they any idea who might have done it?
Well, they say there have been quite a few burglaries in the area. And the flat above me was also done.
So it wasn't just your flat then? Is there much mess? Did they ransack the place?
Oh, the mess is terrible. Whoever did it emptied out all my drawers, and my clothes are all over the bedroom floor.
Oh, how awful. Your lovely clothes. Did they take any of them?
I don't know. I haven't checked. The police have told me not to touch anything.
Yes, of course. And anyway, it must be really difficult to see exactly what's missing.
Oh, it is. Oh, Rachel, it's just chaos here.
Look, Christina, you're obviously really upset. I'm coming round. I'll help you tidy up. I'll be there in 15 minutes.
Oh, Rach, you're a great friend. Thanks so much.
Tape script 11.7. Spoken English.
What on earth has happened? Where on earth have you been? Who on earth left the window open?
Tape script 11.8. 1.
I can't carry all these shopping bags.
What on earth have you bought?
2.
Tom's broken his arm in 3 places.
How on earth did he do that?
3.
Oh, there's someone at the door.
Who on earth could it be at this time of night?
4.
My aunt left all her money to a cat's home.
What on earth did she do that for?
5.
I can't find my car keys.
Where on earth have you put them?
Tape script 11.9. Grammar and pronunciation. 1.
Must have.
2.
Can't have.
3.
Could have.
4.
Might have.
5.
May have.
Tape script 11.10. 1.
It must have been stolen.
2.
I can't have lost it.
3.
He could have taken it.
4.
I might have dropped it.
5.
She may have found it.
Tape script 11.11. 1.
I can't find my ticket.
You must have dropped it.
2.
John didn't come to school yesterday.
He must have been ill.
3.
Why is Isabel late for class?
She might have overslept.
4.
I can't find my notebook.
You must have left it at home.
5.
The teacher's checking Maria's exercise.
She can't have finished already.
6.
Why is Carl looking so happy?
He may have done well in the test.
Tape script 11.12. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Part 4.
Holmes! Watson! At last, tell me, what have you found out? Can the Greek examination take place?
Absolutely. The mystery is solved.
Really? But who? Which student?
Dr. Watson, can you please ask Mr. Gilchrist to join us?
Of course. Mr. Gilchrist? Mr. Gilchrist, can you join us, please?
What is it? What's happened?
Close the door, Mr. Gilchrist. Now, sit down and tell me honestly, why did you do it? How did you do it?
What? Oh, no. How did you find out? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Come, Mr. Gilchrist. Perhaps it's easier if I speak. You see, when I learnt that you were an athlete and a long jumper, I worked it out immediately.
How? I don't understand.
Let me continue. This is what must have happened. Yesterday afternoon, you, Mr. Gilchrist, were returning from practicing your sport. You were carrying your jumping shoes, which, as we all know, have spikes on their soles. You passed your tutor's window, and because you are over 6 feet tall, you could see into his room. You couldn't help but notice the examination papers on his desk. As you passed the door, you tried it. Amazingly, it opened.
What? How?
Yes, Bannister had forgotten to lock it. Is that not true, Bannister?
Oh, dear, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes, sir, I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Holmes could be right. I was in a hurry.
So, Gilchrist, you entered the room, put your shoes down on the desk, and moved to the window to copy the papers and watch for your tutor. Am I right so far?
Yes. Yes.
Suddenly you heard your tutor coming in at the side door. Quickly you picked up your shoes, scratching the top of the desk with the spikes in your haste, and leaving a lump of black mud. You ran into the bedroom. You didn't notice that another lump of mud fell to the floor from your shoes. This morning at 6 a.m. I went to the sports ground and collected a sample of mud. It was the same black mud.
Brilliant, Holmes. Just brilliant.
Elementary, my dear Watson. Is this all correct, Mr. Gilchrist?
Absolutely correct. I feel so bad, so guilty and ashamed. But can I just show you this, Mr. Soames?
What is it?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the middle of the night. Read it, please. In it I say how sorry I am for what I did.
Ah, yes. And you say you're not going to take the examination? Oh, and you're going to leave the university and the country?
Yes, I am. I'm going to work in Africa.
Gilchrist, I'm really pleased to hear that.
Oh, Mr. Soames, Mr. Gilchrist, it's all my fault. I'm so sorry.
Absolutely not your fault, Bannister. I am the guilty one.
Well, Mr. Soames, Mr. Gilchrist, time for Watson and myself to have breakfast, I think. I hope the exams go well, Mr. Soames. Good luck in Africa, Mr. Gilchrist. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. It was such a lucky chance that you were staying in town at this time.
Tape script 11.13. Phrasal verbs with out and up. 1.
You need to learn to relax. Why don't you take up yoga?
2.
He's just come up with a brilliant plan to save the business.
3.
There's no dessert until you've eaten up all your meat and vegetables.
4.
Anne and Tony aren't talking to each other. They must have fallen out. They may even have broken up.
5.
Did you hear the news? 3 dangerous prisoners have broken out of the local prison.
6.
You must learn to sort out your washing into colours and whites.
7.
We're saving up so we can buy a house.
8.
Have you found out why you didn't get the job?
Tape script 11.14. 1.
I've just found out that I've won the lottery.
Congratulations!
2.
I never eat out because I can't really afford to.
Me neither.
3.
I don't ever fall out with my husband.
What? Never? I can't believe that.
4.
I can't work out if I feel warm or cold today.
Yeah, it's one of those days.
5.
I'm saving up to take my grandma on holiday.
That's kind.
6.
I need to sort out my life. I've got problems at work, and I've got problems with my boyfriend.
Oh, poor you. Come on, let's go out for a drink. Take your mind off things.
7.
I've just come up with a fantastic idea.
I'll believe it when I hear it.
8.
It's important to make up after an argument.
Yeah, kiss and make up. Never let the sun go down on an argument.
Tape script 11.15.
Have you heard about Sam?
No, I haven't.
Well, I haven't spoken to him myself, but apparently he was caught cheating in his maths exam.
No kidding. I can't believe that. Does he have a problem with maths?
No, actually maths is his best subject.
Really? So why would he cheat? He doesn't need to.
Exactly. And anyway, Sam's not the type to cheat.
He must be very upset. Presumably he's going to complain.
Yeah, he's seeing the principal this afternoon. Obviously he's going to deny it completely.
Well, hopefully the principal will believe him. Let me know what happens.
I will. Personally, I think he'll be okay.
I hope you're right. Cheers. See you later.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for Sam. Bye.
Tape script 11.16.
Did you hear about Marcus? You know, the guy who works in my office. Well, apparently he's going to be promoted. To be honest, I don't understand why. Personally, I think he's hopeless at his job. He never does any work. In fact, all he does all day is chat to his friends on the phone and drink coffee. Unfortunately, his desk is next to mine. Presumably, he'll move to another office now, so hopefully I won't have to work with him anymore. Anyway, enough about me. How's your work going? Are you still enjoying it?
Tape script 11.17. 1.
Hi, you're Pete, aren't you?
Actually, no, I'm not. Pete's over there talking to Robert.
2.
What did you think of the film? Great, wasn't it?
Personally, I thought it was rubbish. I just don't like all that blood and fighting.
3.
What's the latest gossip about Clara and her boyfriend?
Apparently, she's going to dump him. She's met someone else.
4.
What's the weather like in spring?
Generally, it's warm during the day, but you still need to wear a jumper or cardigan in the evening.
5.
What time will we arrive?
Hopefully in the next hour, unless there's another traffic jam.
6.
I've phoned and left messages for them, but no reply.
Presumably they're away on holiday. Try them on their mobile.
7.
What did you do when you saw the accident?
Obviously, we called 999 immediately. Then we went to see if we could do anything to help.
8.
How did you feel when they offered you the job?
To be honest, I was amazed. I didn't expect to get it, but of course I was delighted. It'll be a challenge.
New Headway Intermediate, 4th edition, by John and Liz Saws, published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2009. CD3. Unit 12. Tape script 12.1. I read it in the papers.
Look, Mum, I've bought a car on eBay for £9,000. A 3-year-old boy used his mother's computer to buy a £9,000 car on the internet auction site eBay. Jack Neal's parents only discovered their son's successful bid when they received a message from the website. The message said they had bought a pink Nissan Figaro. Mrs. Neal, 36, said that they couldn't understand it. She explained that she had been on the net the day before, but she hadn't bought anything. Jack kept telling us that he was so happy and that we would soon get a big surprise. Mrs. Neal from Sleaford, Lincolnshire, thought Jack was joking. He often used the computer, and she was pretty sure that he knew her password. Her husband, John, 37, phoned the seller of the car and explained that there had been a mistake. Fortunately, he saw the funny side and said he would advertise the car again. Mr. Neal has told Jack to be more careful, and he has asked his wife to change her password.
Tape script 12.2. 1.
Mrs. Neal said her son was very clever.
2.
She told me he usually played computer games.
3.
His father explained that he had bought the computer for his work.
4.
Mrs. Neal decided that she wouldn't use eBay anymore.
5.
Jack said he didn't know how it had happened.
6.
He told reporters that he had always liked computers.
7.
His mother asked Jack to tidy his room.
8.
His father told him to go and play football.
Tape script 12.3.
Man throws away £20,000 in town centre. A mystery man started a riot in a busy town centre yesterday by hurling £20,000 in banknotes into the air. Traffic was stopped at 11 a.m. in Alexandra Road, Aberystwyth, Mid Wales, as money rained down from the sky. Local shopkeeper Anthony Jones, 55, said, "I couldn't understand it, so I asked my neighbour what was happening." They saw people on their hands and knees grabbing money. "No one knew where the money came from," he said. "They were just stuffing it in their pockets." Passerby Eleanor Morris said, "I wondered if there had been a road accident because the traffic was at a complete standstill." Flower seller Cadwyn Thomas saw the man, who was wearing a red Welsh rugby shirt. "I asked him why he was giving away all his money, but he didn't answer. He just laughed." Police asked Cadwyn if she knew the man. "I told them I'd never seen him before. He certainly wasn't from around here." Dyfed Powys Police later confirmed that a 40-year-old man from Aberystwyth had been questioned. "He refused to tell us why he'd done it," a spokesman said, "so it's a complete mystery. He wanted to know if we were going to arrest him, but giving away money isn't against the law."
Tape script 12.4.
I was coming home from the club the other night, and I was stopped by the police.
Were you? Did they ask you lots of questions?
They certainly did. They asked me where I was going and where I'd been, and they wanted to know if I lived in the area.
Were you scared?
You bet.
What else did they ask?
Well, they wondered how old I was, and they wanted to know if I'd been with friends.
Oh, I'm glad I wasn't with you.
Then they demanded to know if I'd been drinking.
And had you?
No, not much anyway. They also asked if I could remember when I'd left home.
Do you know why they were asking all this?
No idea. They wouldn't tell me.
Tape script 12.5. But you said 1.
Bill's coming to the party tonight.
Really? I thought you said he wasn't feeling well.
2.
Have you got a cigarette?
I didn't know you smoked.
3.
Oh no! I've spilt tomato ketchup on my white shirt.
Oh, I told you to be careful. I knew you'd do that.
4.
Did you get me a drink?
Sorry, I didn't realise you were here. What would you like?
5.
I'm 25 today.
Are you? I didn't know it was your birthday. Many happy returns.
6.
Oh no, it's raining.
Really? But the weather forecast said it was going to be a nice day.
7.
You left the doors and windows of the flat open this morning.
I'm sorry. I was pretty sure I'd closed everything.
8.
Where did Tom go last night?
I've no idea where he went.
Tape script 12.6. The interview.
They wanted to know how old I was. They asked me what I was doing at the moment. They asked me how much I was earning. They asked where I'd worked before. They asked me if I liked working in a team. They wanted to know when I could start.
Tape script 12.7. Reporting verbs. 1.
She asked me to help her.
2.
He reminded her to post the letter.
3,
She promised to work hard for her exams.
4,
He invited me to his party.
5,
She encouraged me to go travelling.
6,
He offered to give me a lift to the airport.
7,
He persuaded me to apply for the job.
8.
She explained that she'd been very busy.
Tape script 12.8. She didn't say that. 1. Mirinda is phoning to talk to Jenny.
Can I speak to Jenny, please?
I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. Who's calling?
This is Mirinda from work. Could you give her a message?
Sure.
Can you ask her to ring me as soon as she's back? It's quite important.
I'll pass on your message.
2. Peter is talking to his boss.
At the moment, we can only offer you the job as assistant manager. I hope that's acceptable. The salary is £20,000 a year.
That's fine. I'll take the job.
There's a possibility of promotion in the next 6 months, if everything works out.
Great.
3. Caroline is talking to her son, Ben.
Now, Ben, you can play on the bike for a bit, but then you must let Mike have a turn, OK? You have to learn to share your toys.
OK, Mum.
4. Sally is leaving a message for James.
This is a message for James. It's Sally here. I've booked the cinema for 8 o'clock, so I'll see you inside the cinema at about 7:45. Hope that's OK. See you later.
5. Tom is talking to Sally.
I'll look at your computer for you, but I can't promise to mend it. I'm not an expert.
Will you charge me for it?
Oh, don't be silly. Of course not. I'll do it for nothing.
Tape script 12.9. What the papers say. An interview with Jamie Seabrook. Part 1.
And now for my final guest. He's a singer and songwriter who's been in the music business for 20 years. He still performs sellout concerts in front of 50,000 people. But his life hasn't all been easy. He's had problems with his family, and he's been in trouble with the law. And he's just completed a month's rehab in a clinic in Texas. He's never out of the headlines. Please welcome Jamie Seabrook.
Hello. Good evening.
Now, Jamie, you are in the newspapers and magazines every day. You are photographed wherever you go. Tell me, what do you think of the press?
Well, it's kind of nice to have people who want to know all about me. Sometimes it gets to be too much, but most of the time I don't mind the press attention. I'm sure there are some reporters who really try to tell the truth, but I'm afraid that most of them make up stories to sell their newspapers.
Are you saying that the stories aren't true at all?
That's right. They're completely invented.
Can you give us an example?
Sure I can. I can give you hundreds.
Part 2.
2 years ago, reporters said my career was finished and that I'd never sing again. Some friends, who are now ex-friends, said that my marriage was breaking up and that my brother and I had fallen out and had an argument about money and weren't speaking to each other. Not one word of that was true.
And in fact, your career is on a high.
I've just recorded a new album and my marriage is fine. Sally and I have just celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary. And my brother and I get on just fine.
But things haven't all been easy for you. You spent a month in rehab because it was said that you had a drug and alcohol problem.
All that's just lies. I've never had a drug or alcohol problem. People in clubs said they'd seen me taking drugs, but it's simply not true. I take prescription drugs for migraines, that's all. I don't do illegal drugs. And I only drink alcohol on special occasions, like my birthday.
But you were arrested for drink driving just a few months ago.
Not so. Police officers thought I'd been drinking, but I was driving home from the recording studios, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd been working all day, and I was exhausted. I fell asleep at the wheel. I checked into a clinic for a month because I was suffering from exhaustion.
Now, you had another legal problem recently. Your personal assistant, Barbara James, said you hadn't paid her for 6 months, and you made her work 7 days a week without a break. Is that true?
It broke my heart when Barbara, my PA, said those things about me. I treated her like my own family. When I met her, she was nothing, and I gave her everything. None of what she says is true.
Part 3.
I read that you have become a Buddhist, that you have stopped eating meat, that you spend 4 hours a day meditating, and that you are going to give half your future income to charity. Is this true?
Yes, it is. I've decided that life is too short, and I'm getting old. I don't care what people think. I made up my mind to do something useful with my life.
Now, when this story broke a few days ago, the news presenter on NBC's Morning News refused to read the story, saying that there were much more serious stories that deserved attention and that you were just a celebrity. What do you say to that?
I can't control what the press says about me. I have to be true to myself. I live my life as honestly as I can. I try to be nice to everyone around me. If you're in the public eye, then you have to be prepared to have some pretty terrible things said about you. I know what's true about me and what's a lie, but I can't change what is said about me in the newspapers and on the television.
Well, sadly, our time has run out, and we've come to the end of the show. A big thank you to my guest, Jamie Seabrook, and good luck with the new album.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Tape script 12.10. 1.
Oh, I'm so fed up. I lost my mobile yesterday.
Cheer up. It's not the end of the world.
I got the time wrong, and I missed my plane.
Never mind. We all make mistakes.
2.
I forgot her birthday, so I sent her a text.
Well done. Better late than never.
So, you like Russian novels, do you? So do I.
Great minds think alike.
3.
Tim's strange. He's not like me at all.
It takes all sorts to make a world.
I worked so hard for that exam and I still failed.
You did your best. You can't do any more.
4.
I've got 10 exams in the next 2 weeks.
Rather you than me.
I've got 3 months' holiday.
It's all right for some.
5.
I'm going to pack some anti-malaria tablets.
Good idea. Better safe than sorry.
I haven't heard from my kids for weeks.
No news is good news.
6.
That party was awful. I hated it.
You can say that again. I couldn't stand it.
I reversed into a wall and broke a tail light.
It could be worse. You could have hurt someone.
7.
She's been so sad since her husband died.
I'm sure it's tough, but time's a great healer.
I wonder if their marriage will last.
Only time will tell.
8.
Our neighbours are extreme right wing.
Live and let live. That's what I say.
I trusted Peter, and he stole all my money.
Oh well, You live and learn.